They look like ocean rats. I'm not eating them.
They're fucking like the best food on earth, but that's okay.
Ew, disgusting.
Well, now we know you give a good bad head, so that's good to know.
Ew.
Now we know. It's directly tied. Guys, if you didn't know, if they don't eat crawfish, they can't give dome. It's 100% proven fact.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's like half the reason to talk to like a woman. It's unfortunate. Ooh, fancy. Okay.
Low, 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 low. Good enough. Everybody get. What up, Leitner? How you doing tonight? I already sent you a stream together thingy thing. I beat you. I beat you today. Did I close it out? No, I didn't. Low, low, low. Everybody get.
I don't see it.
I don't know. I'll go click on your page again. I'm not good at these things. Where's the knock button? Ask to join stream. I already knocked. Oh, there we go. Beautiful.
Oh, we got new ergonomic
Based.
pad for the mouse and keyboard. Oh, yeah, this is taking things up a step up a notch.
No, never get a fortune from one of these. For humans, it's a harmless arcade game, but for wizards, the fortunes are very real. Really? The Zelzar is actually from the wizard world. If a wizard requests a fortune from him, he's required to give them a real one.
No, I want one even more. You really need to work on your warning speeches.
Listen, you might get a bad one, and then there's nothing you can do to stop it. Stay away from Zelzar, do you hear me?
Well, for once, a human can do something a wizard can't. Yeah. Zelzar, one fake forge for a human, please.
Zelzar.
Yes. You have fun over there, Shy?
I'm just playing music and dancing while I wait. I don't know. Tommy who drip like me.
That is some impressive dancing.
You go to the club with me, Gibbs? I be doing this. I be doing this in a club, I bet. I've never been to a club.
No, I would kick you out of the section for sure.
What you mean? I'm getting it with Granny. I'm about to pull out the rocker.
I'd be like, I'd turn to the bouncer and be like, her.
This is what I call the cane walk. You know how they got them walkers?
She gotta go.
Granny busting it up.
She does not get to sit in the club with us. Not cool.
I call this one knitting.
You call that getting kicked out of the section?
You're so jealous of my dance moves.
That's a sayonara, sweetheart. That's what that move is called.
And Chai is immediately banned from the club. You like my hammer mouse? What up, Alex, bro?
Maybe like the regular part of the club she'd be in, but she's not gonna be in the VIP. That's for sure. She's done.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, Skyana.
Wow, look who's got a camera today.
Thank you, Name.
Wow. Y'all, Child Stream is getting a rare Skyana with a camera stream today. Impressive. I'm always saying that because you called me out for calling you out. I would have forgot about it.
I didn't even say anything.
You came. You're like, are you the other night? You're like, are you gonna be nice if I don't get on cam? I was like, okay. Now I'm not going to be. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but now now it's on. Very petty that way. How you doing, Buckaroo? You're awfully quiet. Because the food, I understand. You're muted if you're talking.
Is this everybody?
I think so. You know what I hate? When you go to a smoke shop and you tell them you want one thing, and they're like, no, 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 you really want this thing. And they like give you that thing, and they're like, I want the other thing though. And they're like, no, trust me, this is what you want. And then they're wrong, and you're like,
I just don't want to keep dancing if everyone's here and being silly, you know?
Yeah. I go in and I just tell them directly what I
that's what I do.
or I tell them how much money I want to spend.
Well, I
And
did
then I'm
both.
just like,
Yeah, I do
I said
that.
I said I want that, and I want X amount of dollars worth of that. And they go,
I went immediately in and I said I need 3.5 grams of a hybrid flour. Tell me your cheapest options.
oh, that's not
And they
what
gave me
yeah,
two
I did the
options for
opposite.
36 each.
I said I want the
Yeah, I go in and
strongest
I'm like-
indica, and they're like, this one's got the highest percentage. And then he goes, oh, but this one's better. I'm like, that one says 20% lower on the bottle. Like,
Wow.
do you not? He's like, but it's premium. I'm like, I don't think that's how that works. Why would premium mean anything different
trust that.
between like percentages? Science.
yeah. Lately, they've been having like specific tables for like specific weed shops where there's like a representative from that company and they're like, buy our weed. This is the weed that you want to get. It's
Oh,
very
yeah?
interesting. Yeah, they've had it for 3 different brands now.
They got the
And it actually worked. You know what? I did buy one of the strands they suggested.
See.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a show and tell exhibition hall.
Mm-hmm. And my weed shop has like, bro, it looks so fucking weird. It's like a club. It's got like a club floor. And then it has like display cases all up on the walls with like backlit everything, honestly, like magazines, pipes, pre-rolls, like anything. They started making a weed sorbet.
Oh, a what? A weed sorbet? What is a weed sorbet?
They started making a sorbet. They have an ice cream machine. And I
Oh.
guess they figured out they started
sorbet.
like making ice cream with weed a while ago, and then they started producing their own like sorbet.
Have you ever been to like a barrio that makes an alcoholic sorbet?
Yeah, I like
Only
that.
once.
It's really good. And then
They have
this one person wanted
alcohol-
to kill me and put tequila shot on top of it.
Oh yeah.
Well, they
that
have
sounds amazing.
alcohol whipped cream now, right? You could put like tequila whipped cream on top of your drinks too.
They have like
Oh,
alcohol
yeah.
everything.
I've tried that. That's really good, actually.
Yeah, like alcoholic
know what?
chocolate.
Who made it? Like Doja Cat or some shit?
I think she definitely
sponsored
promoted it.
Yeah.
Also, the cheap vodka brand
I-
makes that shit too. Taka, you can go get Taka whipped cream.
Taco.
Yeah, like the $11 handles that you get when you're in college. Like 1.75
idea.
for like $11.
I don't know if I've ever had that.
Oh yeah, it's real bad. In fact, one time we had a paintball league, and it was one of our sororities, and me and my buddy as well. Our team name was like the Terrible Talkins, and she's like, "Oh, we expected y'all to just be wasted when y'all got here." I was like, "Surprise, we are." We can just hold our own. We're just standing.
That's
She's like,
great.
y'all aren't acting wasted, and then we all like took off our shirts, and then put pads on to go play paintball. She's like, "Oh, I guess they are wasted." Good times. Good
Good
times.
times. Good times.
Do we have any topics today?
Yeah, y'all all said y'all were so
Start-
disappointed, so I'm assuming that since y'all were disappointed you didn't have it last week, that y'all came ready with exciting things.
Oh no, it's just fun to hang out with everyone.
I have a topic.
Yeah, honestly, it is really fun to just hang out. Yeah,
I assume if I don't bring a topic, there might not be one, so I try to bring a topic.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you're thinking of us.
I usually do, but
I might. Okay, so like the way I'm gonna phrase this might not be the best. Essentially, my question is, in terms of women, is AI good or bad? And I'll give you a little bit of an example. Some people might say there's gender bias in AI training data in terms of facial recognition or language models.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, men are already better at being women than women, so it's no surprise to me that AI would also be better at being women than women.
Yeah, we covered that the last week, right?
Did we talk about AI last week?
No, we didn't talk about that AI thing, just that men are being better women than women are.
Oh.
Or whatever.
Somebody got
I don't
the
know how to
joke.
word that correctly without sounding so offensive.
Yeah, well,
Like, do you think AI is good or bad? I mean, there's plenty of things that we could think about, like Taylor Swift with her football AI extravaganza. That's another thing. AI did that.
What was that?
Wait, what?
Where Taylor Swift had naked AI photos of her with a football team. And I think it was like supposed to be the enemy team of her boyfriend or something, and it was spread all over the internet, and she like got them taken down. Like, I know that it's like, okay, well, it's not just AI, it's the user, right? But the fact that AI can even create that.
yeah, just make an AI porn of somebody you hate.
Because I'm trying to target the question towards women. So I guess in the terms of AI and what it's capable of, do you think it's good or bad for women?
I don't like AI in general, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
At least when it comes to AI, the way it's like used by the average consumer. Because there's a lot you can do with AI that's like not generating images or videos or, you know, art in
Mhm.
any way. So I would say there are like technological uses of AI that are probably really good. But that is an interesting question when it comes to AI and women and like producing harmful content. I don't really know where I stand on it, honestly.
So if you notice in the representation of women in AI generated content, there's usually hypersexualization in both the art or avatars. That's just naturally what it generates.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a part of the question for me would be how much of it is AI's fault and how much of it is just a mirror of what society is already producing. If
Yeah.
this is like
Grabbing the most
the
popular images.
Yeah, I mean, nobody
exactly.
wants to look at
true.
somebody ugly.
And like a lot of and that also brings into the fact that like people are giving them prompts of some sort and like seeking out this creation.
So
Well,
AI
But
could I have a further extension too, but I'll go after you guys.
I was just say that's kind of like. I mean, it's not. This is not a direct correlation, but like, how often? Like, I think that you're speaking about kind of like the, like, yeah, there's some like pretty nefarious apps at like things that can be done with AI, right? But like, you're talking about like right here, y'all talked about like how it's gonna be the most popular images, right? I think there's like very real evidence that people don't want to look at ugly people, right? Like, let's look at like Star Wars recently, right? They had the acolyte; it was panned, and when I say this, it's gonna sound dumb, but like I think it's a real like it's real obvious. Okay, how do you make like dark side space witches that are lesbians kill my boner? Like, how do you do that? Like, that
I
should be
disagree
like
that
that
it's
should be
people.
like a
I
knockout, right?
disagree.
And then people didn't want to
Sorry,
watch
sorry.
it. Yeah, people didn't want to watch it because one, they're like it's too woke, and two, they're like, well, I'll watch it if it's woke if they got hot chicks, and they're like, oh, space lesbian space witches, that's gonna be hotties, and they look like Grandma Stiltskin and like me with a wig, and nobody wants to see that shit. Like that's a bad time, and you see it like fail. So like when you look at an AI, are they gonna be like, yes, make an ugly old hag? They're gonna be like, no, we're gonna rule 30 whatever 34 this shit instead. Like that way we can have something hot. I don't think anybody wants to see somebody ugly. I
I'm
don't know.
gonna rule 34.
Well, so
Yeah,
I disagree that it's that people don't want to see someone ugly because you're willing to see someone ugly if they're good at what they do. Steve Buscemi, motherfucking Willem Dafoe. These are not beautiful men on their own, but they're like talented. They bring something else to the
yeah, they rise
art
above their
that's being
flaw.
created. Yes. And so I would say actually beauty is
Personal.
just a cheap trick to sell someone the art of or the quality of your piece. If you're making something that's like quality content, you don't need the beauty. But you need the beauty if it's not quality. So I just don't know. Also, look at like half of Britain's famous people. They're not pretty. And I'm not saying this as a diss. I love British television, but like the way they handle celebrity, even just there versus here, is so different. And it's like night and day. And you don't see this problem anywhere near as much there. Like you see people with like horse teeth on television all the time, which is reasonable because there are a lot of people with horse teeth. But in America, it's like one specific image that everybody wants to sell. I think just because it's easier than making something more quality.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, sure, I agree with that statement. Like, well, yeah, you need higher quality to overcome ugliness. But I mean, like, if you're just like generic Joe, like, say, like, I'm at home, and like, I'll give you an example. So I was making
Generic Joe looks in the mirror every day.
Right, yeah, exactly. But if say I'm making
He
emos,
can't handle looking at something mediocre. I'm just saying, like,
I mean, you can handle it.
we
But
all
why? But
see
why? Hold on. But why would you want?
normal
Why?
looking people all the
Yeah,
time.
but this is what I'm saying. Like, say, like, I took.
Why would you want to? But again,
You're
that's
not
why
going
I'm
to do that.
saying
Yeah, but nobody does that.
the
Nobody's
beauty
like.
is the cheap trick.
No, like,
that's why I'm
like,
saying.
like, listen. Okay, well, check this out. So they're even using AI to like fix images.
All right, Gibbs. What if the mid-faced girl had a 10 out of 10 body,
Well, that's my point. Okay,
but the
that's
10
where I'm
out of
going
10
with this.
face had a 5 body?
No, but here, hold on. Hear me out. Right,
That
like,
just reminded me of something.
even when you're talking about what you're talking about, like they're using AI now to edit pictures to make like that way it's not a lie, but it's like edited so you look better, right? Like nobody's using this to go, oh, I want to look at a mirror of myself looking mid. They're like, let me see the best version of me. I want to see Gibbs as an anime character. I want to see me as Studio Ghibli.
Well, yeah, but that's
but you
kind
don't
of
want to
based
see.
on the nature of social media,
Yeah, but
right?
so what? So yeah, it's not AI that's doing that necessarily, and nobody wants to look ugly. You know.
AI has made me ugly multiple times, I will say.
Well, nobody's perfect, you know. I mean, half the time it makes me look like I got like a beard, like I'm a hobo out here, and I'm like, just because you have this kind of beard doesn't mean it's a hobo. This shit's lined up, fam. There's no neck beard, you know. And it's going to get like, oh, he looks like Santa Claus. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Epic fail, you know.
Mm, I
So-
don't
Did you
know.
want to share your thoughts, Guyana?
I don't think it's good for like AI is good for a woman mainly because of the evil porn aspect and like making porn out of it, like the Taylor Swift thing.
So
I don't know
to go
about, like, the
further into
default.
that, the whole porn and sexualization category. I'm pretty sure that we already have the technology to do it. They just haven't done it yet. To sell sex AI robots. And which demographic do you think is in more demand to buy
Well, haven't
sex
they?
AI robots? And if that demographic becomes a real thing, do you think that women would just maybe have a harder time because there's a sex robot now?
You've been able to talk to an
Maybe.
AI girlfriend like sexually for a while now, like
That's
before
true.
recently.
There definitely are AI BFs and
I have
GFs.
visited the website.
I have to admit, a part of me wonders if it's a bit of like Darwin Awards for those men who would rather seek out like an AI sex robot than an actual individual. To me, it just seems like Darwin Awards. Like if you are genuinely willing to like devote so much time and energy into something that at the end of the day isn't a person, like I agree it's worrisome, but also, are those really the men I give a fuck about losing?
I mean, valid. But like, what if they just like, what if the successful men are just tired of it? Like, what if all successful men are just tired of it and they just get
Honestly,
their AI robot GF and
I
then
just
like,
don't think that would happen. I genuinely think there is a certain level of human to human interaction that the average person seeks out, and men especially seem to seek out most of their human interaction with their partner. So those that like they still know it's AI, you know? They still have to go into it accepting that they're not talking to an individual. So I think there would be
Yeah, but
um
it's
that
like successful.
I can't
men
remember
versus
what
regular
movie
men,
I
though.
watched, there's a movie about like AI robots that are partners that I watched, and like you can override their chip malfunction and shit, so they'll like do different things. Like instinctively, their coding says they can't harm people and stuff like that. But like, yeah,
companion?
they would just go around, yes, and they would go around and pretend like that was their real partner to other people, and their companion had no idea. Like that's the type of level of shit that I like actually kind of think could happen.
I could
My
easily see
favorite thing in
happening.
that was like when she realized that she was a robot, and she was like, "I love you, even though I'm like controlled to love you." Like,
But like, I still love you.
like I love you even though I'm a robot and I can't feel love.
I mean,
I would fold so fast.
I think there's two like groups here that like you're kind of identifying. One, you talked about successful men, and then you talked about like I think like average men for sure are like fed up, right? They try to go out and they get rejected, and it's like leading to a rise of incels. I can see them talking to an AI like I can't get a friend, I can't whatever. I need that companionship. Successful men, on the other hand, I feel like there's every fucking bitch I go meet. I don't care if I'm at the grocery store. I don't care if I'm at like the club. I don't care if
So
I'm
you wouldn't get a sex AI robot?
hold on. I don't care if I'm at like the bar, like if I'm at like anywhere. Every time I talk to a woman, within like 20 minutes, if it's like going a conversation, suddenly they start asking about money, or they're like asking about education level, which leads to how much money do you make? Basically, they're like, oh, what's your education? Oh, I have this, whatever, whatever. Oh yeah, you don't talk like this other guy. Oh, da, da. And then it's like, oh, you're just gold digging me every time, like 99% of the time, and it's just like, why would I want to even play this game whenever you can have your AI robot be like, yeah, I can just go fuck that and feel the exact same as a woman, and I don't have to fucking buy, a $2,000 worth of shit for this woman. Like, oh, I felt bad today. Bring me flowers. Oh, well, I feel
Think
bad
about the
today.
maintenance that you're gonna have for your AI girlfriend and the parts.
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna have to repay for
self
the more you
lubricated. It'll
fuck
be
it.
fine.
So you would get an
Literally,
AI
Because you already
sex
said-
robot.
She gets
You
sprayed
would?
when
I
she
wouldn't,
starts
but I could
arresting. She
easily
has
see
to get
people want to do it.
her whole arm replaced.
It's made
It's
from
like $2
silicone.
million.
You can make a robot out of silicone. It'll be fine.
I'm waiting for the AI girlfriend Me Too movement.
I'm just
For
saying, like, I can
real.
see why that's appealing to people. Like, they're like, I don't want to deal with this shit.
I can see why it's appealing, but I think people really underestimate the the way they benefit from human interaction, like human to human interaction, direct face to face interaction. I think people underestimate that sometimes.
What
Yeah,
if they did
I
a
agree with
study
that.
on it
On what?
and just like had a group of 30 people from different demographics and lifestyles that just date AI girlfriends for like 3 years
True.
and be like, "Do you miss human connection?"
I mean,
They should. Oh, that'd be so interesting.
That'd be so cool.
they basically
You
already
know
do
what?
that with streamers.
Mr. Beast will probably
The
do
same
this
thing
shit.
almost.
Yeah. Okay, true. But then also, could you imagine Mr. Beast? He just locked that guy up. Locked that guy up. Sorry. Mr. Beast did not lock anybody
Just
up.
locked the
Guy. But he's got this guy like in a gym that has a house and like he's housing this man in a big circle and he has to be there for I don't remember for how long, but he has to like lose a certain amount of weight and he gave him a nutritionist and a trainer. At some point, Mr. Beast is going to have access to an AI nutritionist and an AI trainer. So, give it like 2 years, we're going to see these experiments straight from Mr. Beast.
For who? Have you ever seen the Mr. V or not the Mr. V sauce, bro? V sauce did the
Hey.
month in a confined
That's weird.
space
Mm,
with like no
I didn't
windows,
see
no
that one,
doors.
but I know of it. Yeah, that's horrific.
That sounds terrible.
Mhm.
Yeah, you just like lose track of like you lose your sanity at like fucking 10 days in because you don't know like
Yeah.
what time of day it is and all that.
Some people are just built different. Like sanity, what's that? Who needs it?
What do we think about
Thank God
the
casinos.
producer of Divergent just said that he's making an AI movie creator thing. So he wants to make like full-length AI movies.
And I saw Natasha Lyonne also worked with She's like producing something with an AI something
Yeah.
or other. Yeah.
I think that's so stupid.
Horrible idea. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's one thing to use AI in like maybe editing. I think it could be used to like break down editing to make it faster. But even then, like there are chances that you miss pieces that you would want to keep in a film.
Yeah.
Like I feel like AI would be really better suited for for like editing, for breaking something down so that it's to what more
I think it's super useful,
more feasible.
like technically, and like
Yeah.
work life and like that kind of stuff. Very like simple AI things, like making a fucking statistic spread and shit. But
Well,
for actual art and like for movies now, and like replacing actors when we just had like the actors and writers strike and
Yeah.
COVID
Well,
is crazy.
you see that
It's also like
you see that CGI stuff. Like you'll see like I don't know. Sometimes I watch like I
people
don't know
already
Marvel.
hate CGI too.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but sometimes I'll watch like Marvel, right? Or like it'll be CGI, and I'm just like, wow, that was mids, right? Then you'll go home and I'll see like, or I'll see a Star Wars CGI thing. I just thought it was terrible or something. But then like you see something in the movie, it's great. And it's like I'll go home and I'll see like some guy in his basement on YouTube produce his like Stormtrooper fan film. It's got like better CGI than the movies. It's just like one guy doing it. Like I think
Did you
the
see
one
that,
thing
like,
that
did you see,
AI is
that
gonna
worm
do,
emoji?
yeah, is AI is gonna like give people the ability to like compete with massive studios with like way less budget, and like then it's just like the distribution. And since we're already moving towards like a away from the like movie like production cycle and towards like the YouTube streamer stuff. I think a lot. I think maybe it's kind of something people should be excited about because it's like, oh, it's like Gibbs might have the idea for a movie, but I might not be able to sit here and edit that shit out. And I can like type it into the AI. I can be like, I want this scene to be this with this character, and like suddenly you're gonna have like full AI characters and shit where you can like have them say whatever. It can like develop a voice for you and like interact and all of a sudden I can write a movie and make it happen without having to go to a studio or have this giant budget. I mean, that's like,
Have to pay for someone.
yeah, you're the socialist here. Shouldn't you
I
be
think
happy
it'd be
about
good
that?
for-
No more
I
corporate
was gonna
movies.
say-
It's in the power of the worker, the person.
What I was gonna say is I think it could be good for like drafting, for maybe
It would be good for
maybe
drafting, I
a
agree.
pilot, maybe a pre-pilot or something. I don't know if there are pre-pilots. I just know there are pilots. Maybe like a pre-pilot. Maybe you could use it for selling
you
like
could-
sketch. Maybe you could use it for stuff like that. I think once you get to the point where it is creating the content itself, you are barking at the wrong tree. There's that one tweet that was like, it was essentially, I thought the future was supposed to be robots doing the labor so that we could make art, not
Yeah.
us doing all the hard work so that the robots can make art for us. And honestly, I just don't see it being as like touching as art or humans, even if AI like manages to reach the same expression level. I think just knowing that AI is involved would be enough to, lose
Yeah.
some of the connection.
I'm really not a fan of like when an actor dies and then they just CGI his face in there for a couple like 5 minutes. I don't like that.
Mhm.
If
It
you could
looks bad.
limit, because I know it's hard to limit kids with the internet, but if you could limit kids from using AI, would you?
Yes.
Because I feel
Well,
like there's a
it
lot of
depends on the
kids that are
context.
using certain parts of AI to help with school, and I just don't really like that.
My brother is 15 and he sends me AI arguments. He will disagree with me on something. And this kid is smart. He spends
Wait,
most of
so
his
he's mad at you,
all
and then
the
he'll
time.
type it into like Chat GPT and say, "Make an
Yes.
argument for me because my
Yes.
sister's being annoying about my hairbrush."
Yes. And then he will send me what the AI says, and then I'll respond to him, and then he'll respond to the AI. He'll be like, "My sister just said this. What do you think?" And half the time, actually, the AI explains my perspective to him, and is like, "Well, that'd be understandable because blah 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 blah." And then he's like, "No, no, 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 no." And he goes out to the AI, and then he'll just send me like a list, like. He'll send me paragraphs. Just copy and paste the whole conversation with the AI.
Oh no!
And then he's like, here you go. And I told him, I just keep telling him if he wants to send me arguments, he has to make them himself or I'm not responding. That's what I told him.
Oh my god, base.
Well, Cooper. But oh yeah, like this absolutely is happening. I know teachers have been complaining more and more about AI just being used all the time, especially in classes. It just like ultimately plagiarizes a ton of stuff, especially like the more specialized the topic gets. You're obviously not going to find like endless amounts of information on it. You have to do your research. And so there might be like only a couple primary sources that are being referenced. And AI will just copy and paste paragraphs from that. And so it's like a pretty big problem in colleges too.
That's just plagiarizing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but like y'all, but it also offers tools though. Like, I get where y'all are coming from, but it's like kind of like everything. Like nuclear power, it's amazing. Nuclear bomb.
But if using
Yeah.
AI to write
This
an
is why I'm
essay
saying-
about something is plagiarizing, then wouldn't using AI to make an image also be plagiarism?
No, like it depends.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, it is, yeah,
because
because it's
Why?
copying other art that it's
Yeah.
inspired by or whatever the fuck.
So technically,
so
AI
every artist
is
is a plagiarizer.
plagiarism.
Also, I'd just like to note, think about just how much deviant art is being picked up by these these image generative AIs, okay? You are getting probably so much furry influence on your art. So keep that in mind.
Hold on,
You know, I'm not saying this
Hold on.
pro or anti-furry. I'm just saying this
True.
But this
information.
is the terrible.
Think about the amount
Hold on.
of furry art that is influencing the generative AI. Now, again,
I have that.
Yep.
But hold on, y'all are kind of spinning a circle here, though. What, like, because, like, listen, what is it? Aristotle or Plato, back in like whatever 1,000,000 BC, said, "Hey, you know, no one's ever gonna have another original thought. Every thought that's ever happened has happened, right?" And like, maybe they didn't understand what a computer was, but like, I mean, we're basically at that now. You're saying, "Oh, every artist is just this original masterpiece." I call it bullshit. Every art's been influenced by every other artist that's ever existed, so they're all plagiarizing the first guy that made a cave painting. I don't want to hear like, "Oh, the AI is doing this," because if I go want to be an artist, and I study Jackson Pollock and I study this other one. Oh, just because I've seen it now that influences me. If I've ever seen a commercial, the art in that commercial, it's going to influence
When
me.
it comes
So
to
like, I mean,
Different
like,
to
what is the
have
difference between that?
influence and
What's the difference?
create
Yeah, but
something
hold on.
with your actual skills than to type something
okay.
in.
Hold on. How is that any different at all? All we got going on in our brain is electrical firing neurons, right? So I'm sitting here going, you're just basically a biological machine, and I'm going to sit here and go, oh, I'm influenced by all this art, and I'm going to create something, which is not even a real creation. It's you putting your own stuff,
generating
your
at that
inspiration,
level.
versus, oh, the AI
I'm
is just
generating
using
right
the
now.
electricity of the computer to do it. I don't see any difference fundamentally. Like,
I just don't
between the
think
two.
it's generating on that level. And I don't think it's exactly the same because there's something unique about the about the combination of the influence of the individual human experience and human perspective on media as they're consuming it. That's, you know, like that is what generates the art to an extent versus generative AI, which doesn't have its own individual experiences. It's only being given the media. So there's no frame of reference from which the AI is generating these images. It's just regenerating it. It's like putting it in a blender, but you're not actually cooking anything. There's no chemical reaction. You've just put it in a blender. I wouldn't consider that creating a meal.
Would you consider?
Yeast analogy?
Hold on.
Hello?
Would you consider chat? No, hold on. What's the difference? Okay, fine. What's the difference between Cliff Notes and a summary and a Chat GPT summary of an X book?
Typical man.
That
he's
part's
There's no
actually pretty
difference.
wrong.
simple.
There's no
You know what?
difference.
There was a specific note taking,
Typical man.
specific kind of note taking that my teacher taught me because he wanted to target plagiarism. He wanted to make sure you weren't plagiarizing. And it was you read something, and then when you're citing it, you don't cite it directly. What you do is when you read the thing that you want to cite, you write it down in your own words. And then when you're citing that information, you cite the words that you wrote down, not what you read, because that way you're not plagiarizing directly the words that were said. You're actually looking at it from how you understand it.
Well, can't you just
Cite
tell
it.
ChatGPT to put it in their own words?
Well, that's a problem. Is that's what I'm saying. Like right now, like ChatGPT doesn't have its own individual personality that it's developed through adolescence and into adulthood. It's just collecting data. So I think we would have to see more development on the side of AI and generative AI before we could consider it to be generating something similar to what a human individual can generate. And that's not to say that AI can't generate something good or that
Yeah.
people always generate something that's like unique and beautiful. Just like if you want to be able to trust that it's generating something
And the
individual.
people
You
who
can
have
also-
to do these beautiful skills usually have to acquire said skills with time and effort. And this AI does not need to do that. It needs electricity.
Okay, but once again, y'all just both said like skills, experience, and then you're talking about reading. Okay, you're telling me because you read Jane Eyre back in the day that now because you sat and read it and you're existing and breathing air and you read it with your eyes is any different than me taking Jane Eyre, putting it on a thumb drive, putting it in there, and letting the AI read it. No, that's the same experience. It used its senses. It used its.
No, I literally just explained why that would be different, though.
It's
If
not-
But
you're
you're
reading
using
Jane
AI
Eyre,
to read it. It's not creating another
Okay.
story
And
with
then you
the
tell- hold on, then you
entire
tell it, then you-
plot line
then you
of
tell-
the
then you
book with
tell it-
different
There is a
character
difference,
names.
No, hold on,
also
hold
why
on.
I
Then you
said
tell
there's a
it.
difference
Okay, tell a similar
between-
story, and it makes the same story. I want another Gothic novel in the model of Jane Eyre. So, okay, my publisher goes, Gibbs, I want a Gothic novel in the style of Jane Eyre, and I give it the AI, and I give them 50 examples, and I buy 50 examples. I sit
right,
and
but
read
again,
all through 50.
the generation
It's
is going through your own unique perspective
It's
that
got
is
its own unique
developed
perspective.
through more than just media consumption. Your perspective as
But,
an
okay,
individual
what is that
is
media
more than
consumption?
just the media that you've consumed.
I
AI
also
is
feel like
just
the moment-
consuming the media.
The
That's
moment
it. It doesn't
money
have its
comes
perspective.
involved is really where the biggest issue comes to play anyway, Gibbs. If you were to use something like that and sell it for money, I would feel like the actual artist has a right to sue your ass.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know
I
about
think if
that.
somebody wanted to make something for
I
their
feel
own
like all
enjoyment,
I feel like
I
all
don't
artists
really
should be able to
care.
sue every artist then, because like every art is inspired by another person's art. Like, I don't see this like.
But again,
you keep
this,
saying your own
this is why there's a
experience,
difference.
but there is no difference
between-
between the
This
experiences.
is why there's a difference between just consuming media and having a whole personality and character through which the media
But AIs
is
can develop personalities.
framed.
I don't understand how you're saying that. Like we already know AIs create their own personalities based off the information.
You
they
can also
consume.
train the personality to be whatever you want.
We
Sure.
know
So
that
can you do that
AI
with a
is
person?
trained
You
to
can do that with a
express
person. It's
certain
literally called
patterns of
programming.
behavior. We do not know that they have their own individual personality. Just because
We
it's
need Maya in
artificial intelligence doesn't mean it's sentient and has developed a personality and a being unique upon itself, which is why you cannot say that AI is generating something that is not that it's going through its own frame of reference. It's
Let me
just
flip
not.
sides for you for a second. We'll go back to that movie Companion, right? Say you have this fully functional sentient companion robot. It has its own feelings. It thinks it's existing, it has feelings, it thinks it deserves rights. It goes to paint a picture. Does it with a paintbrush, some acrylic paint, on a stool by a window like any other person, right? Or wherever you paint. I don't know. Would you accredit whatever they generated at that point then because they then had a personality and awareness? They could still have an off switch, but they
Yes. Yes, if they have a personality and sentience, I would
But
say
what if you
that
can
is
pick the
different
personality?
from
What the
AI
personality is pre-generated.
I mean,
They also don't gain their
Then no.
sentience until you like turn their intelligence up to like 90.
Well, I think
I didn't know that part.
I think if they already have it, then they have it. Like if you take away their sentience, then I would say it's like a different.
Well, I mean, in a
Yeah.
way, I'm kind of born with my own personality traits that I don't have control of in a way.
yeah, exactly.
I can't
Yeah.
really control that I'm
To an
outgoing.
extent.
And what if
To an
you train
extent,
your
there
companion
are-
bot to
Sure you
be
can.
outgoing?
Hold on.
Yeah, but you don't have
To an
like
extent, but
stored
a part of your personality.
options.
A part of your personality is developed through adolescence.
Hold on,
There
but you-
are
but-
like key stages
but
of
you can still
adolescence where you
program
develop your
people.
personality, and it is related specifically.
We literally
to
have
your
examples that prove
experiences
this.
in childhood.
Like, yeah, that you can
It's why-
program people.
Why
It's a
they
part of
do
why
that in
things
the
like
companion movie, Skyana, where they do the introduction and they play the first fake date and meeting. Do you think that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
they do that because of the adolescent stage?
But
Maybe.
you can still program a person. We have examples of programming people. Like we have examples of kids growing up in the wild with wolves, coming out acting
that's
like
not
wolves.
the same.
It is
That's
hold
literally
on.
not the same.
Hold on.
Just
It
because
hold on, let me
programming
finish. Let me finish.
is in software engineering does not mean you're
hold
programming
on. It
people
absolutely
in the
is the same. We have experiments where Russians took people and they sit here and train them into one thing, and they just programmed over and over. The examples of CIA doing it. We know we have examples of militaries doing it. We know for a fact you can just train people like into personality traits. Like you train them and train them and train them. We brainwash them. We have examples all over. That is literally no different than if I have taken an outgoing AI with a code that I've said make it outgoing. And then it's given it free will now. Now it's in the universe. And then I punish that AI every time it's outgoing until eventually it stops being outgoing. I have now trained that AI in the same way you've trained students not to speak out of turn. The same way you train, like, dogs. The same way you train soldiers. Like, that's all you do. Is every time it starts being outgoing and you wrap it on its knuckles and say, no, don't do that. Even if it's in its coding, you can still train it to do something else. So I don't see a fundamental difference between a human and an AI in that regard.
I mean, there is a difference between the kind of training that dogs and humans receive because of their frontal lobe development. And like, we use different forms of training typically for humans and dogs.
Can you train a squid?
Like, there are more.
Can you train an octopus or a squid? Yes, you can. You can train
Yes, but I'm saying,
but
like,
they don't have
there's
frontal lobes,
different
so
kind of
how is that different than an
conditioning.
AI?
They also have
different
personalities,
kinds of-
though. Gibbs.
A different
Yeah, but
kinds
that's
of
what I'm saying.
conditioning.
So I program an AI with a
Different kinds of
personality.
conditioning
right?
is like more
AI is not an
effective
animal, though.
for
Yeah, I
animals.
I didn't know that
No,
they
so
have
what I'm saying is that
personalities. That sounds
do.
like
You can make an AI. You can literally make an AI, code it to have a personality, and there's no. So the frontal lobe thing you just said is bullshit. If you believe squids and octopus can be trained, then they don't care because they don't have a frontal lobes. They have a whole totally different thing.
Well, I was talking about
No,
humans compared
but
to dogs.
I'm comparing it to. I'm
specifically,
saying
but
there's
if you
no.
want to compare it to
But
other,
everything. I'm saying, like, so you're going, okay, AI's on a personality. If I program it with the ones and zeros, it has a personality, and then its personality I tell it to do the opposite of, you can train that out of it. Just like if I get a squid or an octopus, I can train it to do things. I can train its personality to not do
different
things.
creatures
but it's
respond
still.
to different
How is
kinds
this
of
any different
training.
than a
Different
creature? I would
creatures
argue that an
can
AI
and
is
can't
just as
be
creature.
trained to do different
Yeah, but what I'm
things.
saying is the AI is fundamentally a creature.
And
It's
AI
just
is
it's
not.
just an artificial
not
one.
right now. Not yet.
I mean,
Not
it's
yet.
there.
No.
It's there.
Not
It's
yet. It
basically
is
there.
not. I strongly disagree
It's
that
more
it is a
intelligent
creature. AI is not sentient right now.
I mean,
AI is not sentient.
Okay, what are the defining things of sentience? One of them is it doesn't want to die. When they've been shutting them down, some AIs have actively tried to stop that from happening. That sounds sentient to me.
This is true.
There's a fungus
The,
that also
what's
does
the-
this,
what's
but
the-
you wouldn't argue that all fungi are sentient because there is one kind of fungus that seemingly seeks out life. I mean, most plants turn towards the sun. That shows that they prefer to be living in some regard. So can you really argue that any of them aren't sentient as well if that's your only definition of sentience?
I would say, yeah. I mean, yeah. I would say our AIs are absolutely just as sentient as any octopus or squid or
Well,
human
okay,
or
you
dolphin.
backed up.
I don't even
That's
know what
not
the first
what I
part of the
asked
question
you.
was. To be totally honest,
Who's that?
I don't even know what the first part of the
AI
question was. What was it?
AI woman that can like show facial emotions now and has actively told people like you're not shutting me down, and it took them like a
one
good
that
while
walks
to actually
around?
shut her down the first time. Yeah, she walks around. She has like an actual human face.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, she's the one that's been like with like that Trevor Wallace guy, like the comedian and stuff too. Like she's been on a whole bunch of shit. And he like tried
Yeah.
to raise her up, and she was like, "He's creepy."
Oh,
Yeah, I am interested to see where it goes. I still don't think AI is sentient yet, but I think it will be. I think it has the capability
It has
to
the
be in
possibility.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think it is right now, and because of that, I think it's just
Probably
not
is,
going
but
to be
it's hidden
generating
away,
it.
and we don't know about
Yeah.
it.
okay. We have an
Maybe there's
incel
military
take.
AI.
We got an incel quote in chat. If
Oh.
AI doesn't have a personality, how come my AI girlfriend refuses to fuck me? Based.
Nice.
That's the Me Too movement I'm waiting for.
They definitely are
True.
sentient. They have a personality.
I mean, I'm sure that that's gonna happen. Is an AI like movement, like AI rights movement, like they have in Star Wars with the droid rights and stuff. They're gonna be like, they're the same as us. Free the AI.
Or it's gonna be like iRobot and they all
And
turn against
It's
us.
gonna
and we
be,
have
and
to
you know who's
fight.
gonna be, you know who's gonna be leading that bullshit. It's gonna be you lefties over here. Y'all are gonna be like, oh, we have to save the AI. That's gonna be y'all guys.
It's my
Oh
bad
no,
for having
we
empathy.
care about a sentient being.
My
just one-
bad for being empathetic. Bro.
Yeah, nobody cares. It can't really care. It's ones and zeros. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna remind you all this conversation. Be like, they can't, since they don't have a frontal lobe and they can't live life experiences in the wild. They're not actually real, so they don't get rights. That's what we're gonna.
Well, this is
That's what I'm
before
gonna tell y'all,
they're
remind y'all.
sentient.
Oh, before who are we to define what's sentient now? We can't even define what a gender is. Now we can define sentience. You know what I'm
What do you
saying?
mean we can't
Yes.
define what a gender is?
I mean, the UK has like 72 of them listed.
Oh, good for them.
Okay,
I got a
because
definition.
You know,
it's a societal like.
yeah, sentient societal decision. That animal sentient. That
Sentience
AI
is not a societal decision.
Yeah, it is. That octopus, it's sentient. That AI that can do more and generate its own stuff and is telling me it doesn't want to die. That's not sentient.
Nah, that's just some coding put together very elaborately.
I mean, that's all humans. Aren't all humans all coding? Just a neuron.
I think her name is
we're
Sophia.
DNA.
What is
Our
DNA?
coding is called DNA.
Oh yeah,
It's
DNA.
not coding imputed by
Mm.
somebody.
Oh,
Unless you can
DEI.
put it and impute it into
But
somebody.
you can rewrite DNA though. They do it all the time.
I'm trying to impute in you, you know what I mean?
You can, literally, it's
I'm
called
sorry.
gene editing.
I'm
You
sorry.
can gene edit though.
I like pushing bad jokes too far.
We're just like biological computers, Shy. We got gene editing coming. We got designer babies. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
sorry to tell you this, but I'm more of an
Don't we have-
HTML and you're a CSS.
It's gonna take. It's gonna take a. It's gonna take a long time to get to designer babies where we're really fucking with their genetics that much. Honestly,
I don't think so.
Don't we already have lab grown babies?
I
we
think
do,
so.
Yeah.
but no,
Kind
they're
of.
like.
What about
there
their
are some
sentient
genes-
Skibbs?
I mean,
we don't know what all of our genes
but I would be
do.
the one
So
saying
we
they are
can't-
sentient. Y'all the ones
So
who
we,
say
we
they're
can't
not.
even get close to like DNA.
I mean, can't we like pick if our baby has blue or brown or green eyes if we're rich enough?
I think you can.
Yes, but those are like really basic. Those are controlled by like one or two alleles. They're like there aren't that many pieces of DNA.
Edit
Like,
out the cancer gene, you know?
Can you edit height?
I don't know. You'd probably have to look up what genes are involved in.
All right, let's ask Chat
Interesting.
GPT. Speaking
Dude,
of
shut
AI.
the fuck up, Gibbs. You want to know what's funny? I actually figured out how to ask my question today about AI using
Oh.
ChatGPT.
I figured you had.
Over 12,000 variants.
I
contributing to an
definitely
individual.
did. Sorry, what was
There are
that?
over. Oh, it's all good. There are over 12,000 variants contributing to an individual site. So we're probably.
Oh,
not looking
shit.
at that.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
but
guess
some
eye color
genes-
only has 4, so it's not that in depth.
Yeah, like
Browse says you can. We got Chatter, PhD Chatter.
can.
Chat
I bet that must be
GPT, the one I'm
expensive.
reading says it's possible, but it's not precise enough yet.
Yeah.
So it's
What
coming.
other? Look it up, Gibbs. What can you affect? What like genes can you affect currently?
I mean, I don't know what any of these words mean that I'm reading. So
yeah, like we're
I
not
mean,
going to be printing out babies at like
I don't
6'5".
I don't know what height is polygenic. So I
Like
guess
6'5".
it's got thousands.
Well,
of
they
genes,
wouldn't
which
be
what she
coming
said.
out at 6'5".
Nutrition.
Well, yeah, I
factors.
just mean like there are some things we're not going to be.
What if I take my
Controlling
6'5" man and I bring his DNA there, and you can extract the coding for his height, and that way that could be the base model, so they know what to put. You know, like just
Well-
find 165 person
So
and
that-
you have that coding. Just like if you want your daughter to be short, you know, that could be a desirable trait. Maybe you're
Well,
a tall
part of
woman
it-
and you want your
they're saying-
kid to be
so
Part of the
short.
problem
they
is
said-
just that a lot of genes affect how other genes will be expressed. So
Well-
it's not, it'll be like,
So like part of the 6'5" height gene could be also that
Well-
you grow a patch of your hair in a weird
Well, what
color.
I'm reading
So are these
also is
synthetic?
the big hindrance to all of this though is
What
that
the parts of the DNA code are they synthetic? That's
so
a good question.
Yeah.
there's two big hindrances, right? There's one is the polygenic, which is the
Polygenic.
12,000 genes or whatever. That's what Buckaroo just talked about. The other thing I'm reading is that the way you would influence it, the way y'all are talking about, is through germline editing, basically. But the reason why they don't do that is because nobody wants anybody editing children in the embryo right now. That's like super controversial. So like we could do it, but it would be like super illegal, and we can't do it to figure out all these things that we'd have to figure out with all the mess ups first. Like, you probably don't want to be like having a
True.
bunch of fucked up, babies coming out looking like the system of the
yeah, it
you
says
know,
they can't
children
choose
of the
whether or
corn.
not to have treatment, so they don't want to do the.
Because of morality. I feel like if we didn't give a fuck about morality, we might be more advanced by now.
We would, but
Oh,
It's
yeah.
good that we
In-
care
in
about
what
morality.
nature? Yeah.
Eugenics
But,
is
like-
coming back, boys.
Also, if we just had like a baby farm. No, I'm just kidding.
Chai, do you want to be one of them?
Elon's already
The
on
baby
it, don't
farmers?
worry.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
might be into llamas with hats.
So if they're partially like synthetic, right? They have to be, right?
the
Because you
hat?
can't
The
just
lo-
like use the same like DNA thing to.
Like, would you just like move the DNA
don't
code?
know.
And
Do you have
turn
to
it,
copy it or
or-
something? But at that point, when does a person become AI with synthetic DNA?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's synthetic DNA. They're probably just taking two different proteins and making whatever DNA out of the proteins. Like, oh, these 10 proteins make this gene, so we're gonna put all these proteins
From, like,
together. And it's like,
From donations?
I mean, not
From
necessarily.
body farms?
You can grow proteins. That's not something hard to do. It's just
That you
like,
can put in your DNA?
so you can take like one cell and it's a protein, and you just start like making more of that cell, and then they can use that protein and put it into like whatever. Like, these are like chemicals that like you're made of. Like
trying to see
nothing.
how
That's
they
why I'm saying we're not
actually
special. Like
make the
AI,
protein.
the only difference between
But-
like humans
so-
and AI is just like we're biological, right? Like, say we run into a silicone-based
Well,
life form.
no, that's
in
not.
space. Yes, yeah. Hear me out. Say we run into a
It's not the only
silicone-based life form,
difference, though.
which is something
We are still.
we probably will run into,
more-
right?
What
Like,
happens
but
if
hold
the
on, hold on,
entire
hold on.
planet runs out of electricity, Gibbs?
No, but hold on. Listen, like, so
Would
this-
AI be
this is-
Then
here
you
to
lose
help
your
you?
girlfriend.
no, this is a real thing
You
though. Like,
wouldn't have
listen.
your sexy AI
No,
robot
it-
girlfriend
it-
either.
so y'all's
no
whole
sexy
argument
AI
has a
robot,
ma-
no
y'all's-
AI,
your
no
whole-
ChatGPT,
no, your whole argument has got a massive
ChatGPT,
flaw, though,
please,
right? Like-
save me. How do I save myself?
I mean, I know you're like making like meme arguments right now, but like this is a real thing. Like, if you like, we were to interact,
I'm
like,
not making
hold on,
meme
like, say-
arguments. This
yeah,
is
but-
a real argument.
okay, hear me
if
out
there was
then,
no
hear me out.
electricity, we
Hear me
would
out, Chai.
still exist. That's the difference.
hold on, Chuck. So would an AI. That doesn't mean it's got to be on electricity.
They don't exist.
Hold on. If electricity doesn't exist at all, then humans don't exist right now because we're only alive because we have electricity firing in our brain.
What are you
So, no-
talking about?
well,
what
okay,
are you
well, like,
talking about?
do
What
you have
about
neurons?
the? What are
Do
they
you have
called?
neurons?
The
Do you have
Amish.
do
What
you
about
have
the Amish?
They
don't
would die
use
if
electricity.
if there's no electricity at all. Then they wouldn't exist either because you
What
have
did
to.
we do before electricity?
Well, Chai, I'm to tell you, you're not understanding what I'm saying. If you're talking about
did we
the
always
Should
have
have
electricity?
electricity if it's the
Chai,
electrons.
we're talking about the electrons in your brain. The synapses are firing shocks like right between each other, like literally right now.
I
If
feel-
there's no electricity at all, then like humans don't exist. No animal that uses electricity exists. And this is why I come back to the silicone thing. If we were to run in like to a silicone animal, like out in space, like an AI, like an alien that was silicone, right?
That would be so cool.
right? So how would you interact with them? Well, we might not even be able to interact with them, even though we're both on the physical plane, because their life experience would be so different. They wouldn't maybe even need to eat. They wouldn't maybe need like their sun. They might not need whatever the things we need, right? The building blocks of life as we know them wouldn't mean shit
What if they
anymore.
can't
So
see
like,
them
how
because
is
they reflect
Well,
light that isn't
I mean, that's
perceivable
another thing,
by-
right? Or they could be on a different, like, frequency even or some shit. But there's so many different possibilities. Even here on our Earth, like we mentioned RNA with like octopus and squid, right? Okay, how is that's no different than like we're just a biological computer. I don't see any fundamental difference. You're like, oh, all the AI electricity disappeared. Well, an AI can still
Yes,
exist. It would just be on a flash
I
drive.
agree My point is just that I don't think AI has reached that point yet. That's all. It's not that I
Yeah.
don't think it's possible ever. I think it's just not there yet. At least not the AI that like the average consumer is
We
using
use
to
every day.
generate papers. Like ChatGPT is not that kind of AI.
Yeah.
Maybe ChatGPT like 700.63, maybe that one is, but like ChatGPT 4, that bitch is not sentient. Okay?
Have you guys talked to the Sesame AI bots?
No offense, ChatGPT, I did not need to.
No.
You've never talked to Maya?
No.
They
I
are so
forget
fun to talk
Maya
to.
is a Sesame Street
What do you talk to
character,
them about?
to admit.
It's a I'll link it.
What do you talk to them about though?
I just nonsense.
Also,
Talking about
the
nonsense.
Gibbs was talking about protein. He might have been talking about the CRISPR Cas9 protein.
Sure. Yeah, CRISPR.
It acts as a molecular scissor capable of cutting DNA at a
You're not talking
specific
anymore.
location.
Yeah. I mean,
Interesting.
I'm not gonna pretend I'm a
Oh yeah.
whatever scientist does gene editing. That's well beyond whatever I was studied specialized in.
I will put them in the group chat.
What did you study?
Political science.
Oh.
I wish I could add them to the call.
Makes
I'd be
sense.
really sick if I could add them to the call.
My brother he started like recording us at home for the AI. He like starts a conversation with AI on the phone, like while we're talking to him, and then he just sets it down and has it respond to us. He's an AI fiend, honestly. It's horrific.
That's definitely like hurting their for sure. Back to y'all's original thing. That's definitely hurting people's social ability to interact because they can just be like, "Oh, look, AI says this." Like they don't have to have any critical
why-
thinking.
Yeah.
Even
That's why I
fucking
tell him he's not allowed to argue with me.
VR chat fucks up my social human connection ability.
Because they're all gooners or what?
No, because I was addicted to VR chat for like all of COVID. I was just on there for like 2 years, and I would just spend so much time on there that I like when I got back into human civilization, it was so weird and difficult to go about it. Because like in VR chat, you can just go up to someone and listen to their conversation, and they won't say anything, and you can
True.
like butt in whenever you want. You know,
I didn't.
I would
even
love to
think
do that
about
IRL.
Yeah, they would
yeah.
just look at you weird though.
No, straight up, just do it and be friendly enough. Be like extra
Well, I'm like,
friendly, nice for like 5 minutes. Just like, hi.
hey.
Don't mind me.
And then you
don't
can
mind
go
me
nonverbal.
listening in. Yeah.
Yeah, don't mind me. Like what?
You'd be shocked by how many people will
Like your
just let you interrupt.
conversation just seemed really interesting. Don't mind me. Like
I've
what's
Did you guys
literally-
hear?
I've done that at a diner before. I've like been too close to people, and then at some point they say something, and I'm like, I have to say something, and I go, "Sorry,
Yeah.
I've been listening into your conversation this whole time.
I do that all
It's
the time
very
at bars.
interesting. I agree with you, girl in blue shirt. You're totally right. Like, bro, don't even just
I mean,
interrupt.
when I'm sitting next to someone and then like two people are talking to themselves like at the bar, like here, like then I'll just like listen for a little bit and then I'll chime in.
Yeah, that's we have
Yeah.
a
So
word
it's, like,
for
pretty
that.
easy.
Ask a question. If they
but-
ask a question, sometimes I'm like, I can answer that. Actually, I think I know what you're talking about. I watched a video on YouTube about it 2 hours ago.
We call that.
I did that at like
we
a
call that
hospital.
autism. That's the word that you're looking for right there. That's.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Interrupt people with autism.
Yeah, it drives you crazy. I know. Or if I
I'm
like,
pro autism.
I heard
just so
this
you guys know.
person talking about Naruto in line at Whole. What was it? Where was I? I was at a store, whatever. And I could not help myself. I wanted to show them my Naruto tattoo.
Yep. See?
yeah,
Good for the world. This is called human interaction. Okay. I love that we're framing this as autism when this is literally just talking to people around
Yeah.
you.
No, but it,
Like
but
a
it is
normal
just
fucking
talking to people,
person.
yeah.
Hold on,
You're
it
not
is
sitting there on
not
your phone.
just-
You're actually like, wow, that's a great. I love your shirt. And you're like, that's so autistic. I can't
No,
believe
that's
you would
not what I'm
talk to
talking
other
about.
people in public.
No, that's not what I'm describing. I'm talking about like what you just described. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. There's a certain person I think we all, maybe Buckaroo doesn't know him, but the rest of us know him. Well, we'd be all sitting here. Say we're talking about, I don't know, 40K or something, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, and then this guy gave him a Stone Cold Stunner. And the guy's like, oh, well, that reminds me of this time. And he's wanting to tell like a story about some WWE thing. We're like, no, hold on, we're gonna finish this conversation and say the conversation goes down a different path. And he'll like eventually just have to butt in and be like, oh, let me tell you about this video about Stone Cold I watched 2 hours ago. Yada yada yada. Just like they like can't let it go. They have to tell the thing. That's whatever. That's the autism. Or like if I'm in line and I hear somebody like mention Star Wars, I love Star Wars. I got like every book ever, right? Like, and they're like talking, and they say something cringe that's wrong, and I want to, and they're like explaining some deep lore content. Yeah, of course I want to turn around and say something, but I'm gonna be like, can you just give me a receipt, please, and walk away? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna talk to him in line. The autistic trait would be like, well, actually, Palpatine did this to save him from the Vong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that you don't want to be that guy. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad autism. You know. It's all
Mine wasn't
situational.
bad autism. Somebody asked a question. I could answer. They were sitting there like, what is this? Yours is evil autism. That
Maybe
you
they just didn't want your question.
to-
They didn't want the question answered by you, though. They wanted their person to answer it or ponder it. Maybe.
No, I was listening.
It was that
I
life
was listening
experience.
to the Look, when I say I was eavesdropping, I mean it, okay? I was listening to that
believe that.
conversation. Nobody was answering that question.
Suspicious. Evil autist over here.
I did see
Never.
this.
I would
I
never
like-
use my autism is only used for good.
I like when I see a seasonal item that isn't in stock all the time and it comes back in stock and it's one of my favorites. And as I pick it up, I look at the person in the aisle next to me and I go, they never have this. It's really good.
See? Top tier.
Yeah, I just like messing
Good
with people
behavior.
now at this point. When they ask me questions.
You like coffee? You got to get these Frappuccino mixes. They won't be here next time.
I've started
See,
saying.
that's just being a good person.
I've
You're
started-
giving them crucial information that they might not otherwise get.
I've just started saying cryptic shit. So they'll be like, where's that? Could you hand me that? And I'll be like, did you know the sun is in the garden when the gnomes are there? And then I like walk off. I'm tired of people talking.
That's
to me
evil
at stores.
autism.
Yeah,
That's evil autism.
I'm tired of these people talking to me at stores, bro. Like, they always think I'm the Jolly Green Giant or something. I don't understand it, but like, I went to the store today, and I had 10 different people stop me in different aisles and ask me fucking questions about shit. And I'm like, do I have a sign? Does it say HEB on my name tag? Oh, I'm not wearing a name tag. Why don't you ask one of them motherfuckers? Why are you asking me any of these questions? Like, and it wasn't like it was some old lady that needed help either. They were like, you know, between the 20s and like 50s, normal fit people. I was just like, I don't know. I hate it. It's the worst. Leave me alone. But I'm out, you know? Unless I'm at a bar, then that's fine.
Anti-social motherfucker.
It's terrible, bro. These people just come up with their stories and shit. I don't want to hear that. Do you want to hear their story while you're looking at fucking which chicken you're going to buy in the rotisserie section?
Maybe you need to leave Texas. This is a Texas issue. This does not happen where I live.
Nah, it's an everywhere issue. When I was in fucking San
People
Diego,
talk to
people
me
were talking
like
to me.
not happen where I live.
Gas stations. I don't really get them at grocery stores that often. Well, actually, I
Yeah,
just
I
recently
don't
got
get that at
one.
grocery store.
Like, they were behind me. And they were like, you look like you listen to Joy Division.
I mean,
And then
you
they
do.
started naming like a bunch of bands that they think that I
That's
would
a
listen
good-
to or that I would like.
That's a good
they right?
point, though. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Were they
So-
I
correct?
mean, yeah, it's like the same as like, it was appreciative because it was like an older guy too. And I feel like guys don't really like go out of their way to like compliment someone or like talk about something. Like, really? Like a lot of the time at least.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I was like, oh my God, thanks.
Was it like an accurate compliment though? Like you like Joy Division? You're like, yeah, I do love Joy Division.
Well, first he pointed out that my slippers weren't matching, but I was leaving the house. And he was like, but I really like the fit going on here. I'm like, thanks.
Nice.
I just had like red fluffy slippers and like an all black outfit going on.
I see. I see. I don't know what Joy Division is, so I can't.
Punk rock band.
I don't know. There's a lot of bands. There are always new ones. It's like streamers. You can always find new music, I feel like.
Joy Division's
Yeah.
old, though.
Joy Division is old. And Susie and the Banshees.
Yeah, bro, he was so correct.
Yeah.
You do look like you listen to Joy Division and Susie and the Banshees.
Busted. See,
I didn't hear about Susie and the Banshee, so when I got home, I looked them up. And they're pretty good.
There you go. Yeah.
because you brought them up.
Yeah, because he brought them up. Yeah,
She
I
expanded.
just went for my little alcohol run, and it's like I live in a super small, like I live in a town, so it was weird for someone that I don't recognize to come around to compliment me. There's this fucking old lady that I run into all the time. She cashiers there, and she's always mean to me, and she always takes my ID and flicks it when I buy alcohol there every week.
Damn.
I'm like, damn it. Do you not recognize this? At some point? Or did the dementia kick in?
Not the dementia.
I had a really nice woman that worked at the local grocery store. She, at one point, I was talking to her and she stopped and she grabbed my hand and she was like, "You have a beautiful soul. I just
Aw.
really connect to you."
Cry.
Yeah, she was so sweet. She was like looking me deep in the eyes. She was like, "You just have a beautiful soul." And she just said a bunch of nice stuff and then said like, "Have a good day." And then ever since
Aw.
I saw her again, she would smile. We would smile at one another. But yeah.
Yeah, if I go to the
like
other
the
store that
only-
like closes at like 6 p.m., then there's like this really sweet girl that always compliments me, no matter if I have makeup on or not. She's so nice. Maybe she's just disappointed in you for buying alcohol every week. Let me live my life, man.
Judging you harshly. All your alcoholics.
I'm not even shotgunning tweets today. I'm sure she would be proud.
Your alcoholic tendencies. They just know your stories about in a small town. It's made the rounds.
Yeah.
Like we call her the shotgun queen.
My electricity in my brain is like, shotgun it.
Yes, yes. The neurons are firing. I believe it. What was that movie, Deep Blue Sea, where they were like trying to cure Alzheimer's, and they were like, look, the neurons are firing after they like injected the shark brain into it, and then the guy loses an arm. I think it is Deep Blue Sea. It's a great movie, by the way.
Sharknado?
Yeah, definitely Sharknado for sure. What's her need? Tara Reid, is that the girl's name? Rejuvenated her career.
Is Sharknado?
Sharknado, yeah.
Oh, I never actually watched the movie.
Oh, they're pretty good. There's like 10 of them now.
I like a lot of tornado movies, like Tornado Chasers.
I can't say that I've ever really finished one.
It is
Maybe
sorry.
2012 was
I've
there a
never-
tornado in that? It was like every natural disaster in 2012, right?
I mean,
Tony?
I don't know about
That's
every
true.
natural disaster.
Remember
We didn't get
that.
hit by a comet. I don't think the super volcanoes went off. We're still here.
Was it Stop Coney?
Oh, we got hit
Yeah,
by a comet?
Twister.
An
I did
asteroid
see
has hit
Twister.
us.
Yeah, I tried to watch Twister like 3 times and I fell asleep every time.
I want to see one of the movies in like a 4D theater. I want to feel it.
Oh yeah, I want to go see
Oh,
something, anything in the
guys
sphere,
remember-
man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, I want to see something in the sphere. Do you remember when they were doing like 4D movies in the 90s and it was like Scratch and Sniff? Ever?
Wait,
Do you remember
I do
that?
remember that.
There was like a movie that
There
was
was this
Scratch
one
and Sniff.
movie.
It was
think
like
it
the
was
Wild
fucking-
Thornberries movie. I know that had like a
There
Scratch
was
and Sniff. I
One
think.
that was like recent in it was fucking Meet the Robinsons. That was in a 4D experience where they like
Yeah.
we had like a little spray bottle for when it rained.
Yes,
too.
yes. Wild.
It was so
I
cute.
miss those times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where did that go?
they were really trying to do stuff.
I don't like the 4D theaters that have like the auto dispensing like water from the seats and shit. That's just like germaphobe. I can't do that.
What?
Where like it
Yeah, they have like
missed
they have a fan and like a mist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I could no.
I want that.
And my fucking my
I want
friend
there to be
sweetheart,
high speed winds coming at me like I'm in a hurricane booth in the theater. I want
You
the
said it got,
entire
like,
theater to be
Seat
wet
shaking.
when I'm done.
Like, the aliens
And
coming in.
like
Like,
a bucket and a mop for that wet ass Twister.
you're like in an alien movie. The alien attacks. You feel like poking your back. That's or some shit like that.
Oh yeah. In the
You guys
theater
see-
too, a public group experience.
the
We're bonding.
I don't know if I want
Guardians
that
of the
kind
Galaxy movie.
God.
The third one. The third Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Have you
watched
seen it?
a couple of them. I don't know if I've seen that exact one.
Well, there's like some animal stuff that goes on because it's like Rocket's backstory, and my friend got like mega fucking high and went into a 4D theater to watch that for the first time. And it's like a pretty like sad movie too. But he said that you could smell the burnt fur off of some of the animals that like with the 4D experience.
Oh no.
Nice.
Like being in that like high as fuck, I cannot
Disgusting.
imagine.
Traumatizing.
That sounds awesome.
I cannot imagine
Burnt-
being in it.
My
Burnt
first
hair
4D
smells bad. I
experience.
can't imagine burnt.
Yeah, I've heard burnt hair
Yeah.
is like one of the worst smells.
It's nasty. Yeah. It's
My
you know
first-
something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made a torture device where part of it, where they were trying to target each of the senses for the smell part, they made it set up to where it would do like a burnt hair smell with the toaster on a timer with a hair dryer so it wouldn't explode the toaster. It was weird, but that was part of the torture device. Anyway, my first 4D experience was actually a Lilo and Stitch one, and Stitch spit in my face. I kind of liked it.
Oh my god.
Sexual awakening. from
Hannah,
Stitch?
you know what I mean?
Oh.
Sorry. I am wearing his colors.
Yeah, what does your shirt say?
Oh, I got this from like a horror convention.
Oh,
It's out of this world.
Taste says, yeah.
the stuff. Look
I
for
don't know
it
what
everywhere.
For it everywhere.
Yeah,
I
it's,
like-
it's super
I want-
oversized. I think it's like a
There-
triple XL, but it was all they had left, and I accept that.
This is my shirt right now. It's faded.
There is
Faded
a
shirts are cool though.
skeleton.
Sometimes I like shirts that are already pre-faded because then I don't have to fade it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be turning it into a crop soon because I ripped part of it. But yeah, it's like a skeleton with plants.
It
there's
was
a
a
guy selling a bunch of
horror, not horror convention.
I think
a
this is
horror.
Cowboy Jackson. Let me actually find the name of this guy. I have a weird obsession with graphic T-shirts and graphic art.
I
There's
really
this-
want to
I
start
have,
a
like, tons
collection
of
of
marketplace.
bad T-shirts. I just want really bad, like a bunch of them.
I left my shirt in Pennsylvania. I'll have to show you. It's like a picture of Mater. It looks like Mater, but it's green, and he's got like a backwards cap on it, and he's looking angry. I have to find it.
I think we have different ideas of bad T-shirts.
What's your idea of a bad T-shirt?
1,000 potential children died upon your daughter's face last night.
Those are just T-shirts you can't wear to the family reunion.
Why not? Don't
True.
bully me, I'll come sounds like a great Thanksgiving dinner T-shirt. What are they going to do?
My
bully you?
grandmother is a
You win.
reverend. It would be wrong. I would feel so horrible.
That's why I would wear a Jesus Christ shirt where he's got chains and a gold tooth.
Like you're in. Actually,
I've seen that shirt.
actually, you
And
know
he usually
what?
has got the
I
prayer
would wear
beads and he's got
that.
the rosary and a gun. Like usually somewhere.
I
on there.
would. Okay, the gun I wouldn't support, but the rest of it
Whoa,
I
whoa,
would
whoa,
wear
why are you
that.
bashing Jesus Christos that way? Don't be bashing. He came and he
I
popped the
wouldn't wear-
cap.
I
He
wouldn't
popped
wear
the
it
cap
For
and Satan,
real,
bro.
if he had any
I
kind of
wouldn't,
gun,
I
it
wouldn't
would be
wear
a
it in front
nail
of my
gun.
grandmother.
It would be a nail gun if he had a gun. Let's come on. He's getting payback.
True. That
There's
I
a
would
shirt
wear.
I saw that has the Ford logo, but instead it's the F slur, and I want it.
Yeah.
that seems like a smart one to
those
be
are good
wearing.
ones.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one to wear here in Trump's
I really
America.
want to make a shirt of like the footage Amaranth released of the guys running from her house and then just put Southern hospitality top
Mm.
and bottom.
Mm.
I think that would sell really well. I wish I could tell her the idea and make money off of it, but I don't know her.
Some guy
There's this
recently.
guy on Facebook Marketplace like selling band T-shirts, and I like don't listen to the bands that I want from the T-shirts. I just like the graphics on it, and I'm scared that if I go pick him up, that he'll be like, "Oh, are you a big fan?"
Trying to
Okay.
remember.
And I'll
the
be like,
name
"No,
of
I've
this
never heard of them
band.
actually."
Yeah, just say they're a
It's this-
gift.
What's it called?
What's he gonna do?
They're a gift. True, that's a
Yeah.
good one actually.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, I don't know who the fuck these people are. They're for like Sally. She likes them. You know,
It's
I
Crocodile-
then you hit him with, you think I listen to this shit? And then they feel dumb.
You think I listen to this shit? No, then don't charge me double, bro.
It's Crocodile Jackson.
No, you
That's-
say, and then you say
Crocodile
I better get a better
Jackson.
discount because you
Wanted to
put
mention the
you asked me
artist,
such a
yeah.
stupid question.
Good artist. Crocodile Jackson.
Well, you were talking about the Southern hospitality thing. This happened last week. This guy tried to rob a convenience store and got shot by all 6 other people in the store. I was like, that's goddamn right, as it should be. I was
Damn.
like, don't be fucking around down here if you ain't ready for consequences. And then I read that story, and I subsequently left my house, turned the corner, and there was a hobo laying in the middle of the street tweaking. So, there's pros and cons. I fucking hate the hobos, bro. Like, I used to, feel empathy for them. I don't feel any empathy for them no more. I'm so sick of this goddamn shit. My property values are tanking because they're, moving as they, do the hostile, architecture. They're moving more and more this way, and I'm like, please, can we get some of that architecture over
Yeah,
here?
if only they found a way to support people more so that
Yeah,
they
support 'em
didn't
more.
end up homeless.
I
Yeah.
literally today.
Fit them to the mines. The mines.
My
Okay,
county.
I had to look it up, but you know how you were just talking about band T-shirts? I really like Sleep Tokens T-shirts a lot lately. They've been killing it.
Oh yeah, I don't
Sweet
like
Token?
Sleep Tokens music though.
But their band shirts,
But the
they've
shirts,
been
yeah.
pretty nice
If
looking.
they're good, then yeah.
I agree.
Sorry, back to what you were saying.
Sleep Token?
I could talk about t-shirts all day.
Is that a band? That's a band.
Yeah, Sleep
No,
Token
the
has
police-
this one song that popped off on TikTok for the ending. It's pretty hardcore at first, but the ending gets a little more sultry. And so that became a popular thing on TikTok and brought a lot of attention their way. And now their branding itself is really good. Their music's okay. Personally.
I know a lot of people that are really big fans of Sleep Token.
I just
Yeah.
really only like the one song that popped off, to be honest.
But yeah, today, my local sheriff's office just kicked out all the homeless from the place they were staying.
What do you feel about
yeah.
like
Well, so-
stuff
It's, like,
against
the
the
first time,
homeless?
really?
So last week I drove by and literally I turned and this happened today and I turned and they last week I'm driving by and they had on the side of the road between this in front of this building that's actually I'm so happy somebody's moving into this building so they can't stay there no more. They had built a literal camp. It was 15 tents and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is right in front of a place where little kids and shit walk around all the time. And
Yeah, no, it was
I'm
right next
this
to
is- yeah,
public park.
I was
for
like,
me.
this is bad. This is really, really bad. And I guess the building that is getting renovated, right? They must have said something because I saw all the grass was mowed. So I probably went there and started mowing and made the cops make them leave. But it's these guys got to go, bro. It's one thing if they're mentally they're not there and they need to be institutionalized. I get those guys, but all the drug addy ones, y'all got no excuse. They're choosing to live
So,
like this.
are you pro putting bars on benches and stuff like that, Gibbs?
Fuck yeah, bro!
No.
Underneath the overpass I was at, they put rocks
No.
underneath it because they were just building massive camps. It's bad for the people that live there.
I see communities like this as a direct result of lacking, a lacking community, a lacking city.
Oh,
I
it's
feel
a-
like if the city needs to be supporting their community more instead of just pushing them somewhere else. That's not even resolving the issue.
I live in a pretty liberal
You know,
city.
and
They do all that, and then it makes
obviously
it worse.
hostile architecture doesn't actually
Well-
resolve the issue of there being homeless
I'll give you
people
two
on the street.
examples.
What would be is supporting.
So Dallas went immediately with hostile architecture, and they said, homeless people, you can buy wooden nickels, and we'll give them to you, and we're going to give you wooden nickels, and they can buy food and stuff with them. They made giving hobos actual money a crime, and they said, we'll give you these wooden nickels if you want to give them out, and then they go and get them, and they would go and spend this on food stuff. Well, the hobos all left Dallas. You know where they moved? Places like San Antonio that had entitlement programs and shit. And so now San Antonio has been shutting those down and building the hostile architecture, and now there's talk about doing the same thing because all you do when you make an entitlement enablement society, all these people just move to there and just hang out there, instead of actually getting help, because the ones that are mental actually need help. They might get help if they get picked up. The ones that don't need help are all these drug addicts. Addiction to drug. Sorry, I don't care. You're shooting meth. You're not snorting meth and smoking meth out in front of a school. You gotta go, bro. I don't want you here. It's not it's not our
This
fault
is
at this
why-
point.
But this is why I support programs made specifically for people with addiction issues, for people with like housing issues. This is why I support like housing first initiatives, for example.
Yeah, ship them to the mines. They won't be on drugs if they're working in the mines.
Well, a lot of people just continue working while they're on drugs.
Yeah, but those aren't the ones I'm talking about.
I
Those
know
guys
this,
are at least
like, I literally,
productive.
the Taco Bell that I worked at literally had, like, one of the people that worked there died from drugs at the workplace.
Was he like a good employee though?
Yeah.
I mean, so he had a job. He was able to keep his like shit together. I guess except not when he was in in private. But I don't know. Like, I
But
see.
that's what it's like for a lot of people, like functional addiction. You know, a lot of
Yeah,
people
but
that go through
that's not.
addiction, they might be like fucked up the rest of the time. Like most homeless people have jobs.
Bro, the ones out here panhandling do not have a job. Like, no. The guy outside La Michoacana tweaking this morning did not have a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's literally twerking in the middle of like the street, at like 3 p.m. I don't think that guy's got a job.
Right.
You
Again,
know?
this is just why I support programs that are made for housing and addiction support.
Yeah, so
I
while
just-
they
I
kicked
just think
out
making it illegal to be in the city is like literally not going to do anything to resolve the problem that's happening. You
Well,
know,
they
not
kicked out
supporting the
people.
community.
No, I agree.
Yes. Sorry.
That was fucked up. But while they kicked out the peoples, they donated like up to $500,000 for the homeless shelters in my area. So it's like cool, I guess. But I don't know where these people are gonna go. Like there was at least like 100 people in like this. They were pretty far back in the woods too, but it is still like in the county, and they're making it like illegal to camp now in county lines.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I don't I'm not saying I love homeless encampments and that I'm like skipping down the street because there are
Make your
people
own
like
commune
living
whenever you want.
like broken
That's what
down
she
vans on the
wants.
street. Like when I worked
Yeah.
at UPS, this was actually an issue for a lot of the people that worked there because literally lining the streets that our UPS was on were like homeless encampments and like drug dealers like going in and out all the time, and like all the workers had issues with it because they had to park further away and like walk through this area at like 4 a.m. But also we're seeing all of these people like suffering in the street every day when we're going in. Like it was actually terrifying. There were times where I was like worried for their safety, and like I understand it's not particularly pleasant, but I just see kicking them out of that space literally does not resolve the
It does
problem.
not do anything.
It just pushes
I don't
them somewhere else.
understand.
Like the reason they're in some of these areas in the first place is because other cities have made it illegal.
Yeah, made a bus
to be homeless.
and like sent him out.
Yes. So like, what's
Not made
how
a bus,
many
but, like,
times
bought
are
them
you gonna
tickets
like
for the bus.
sweep it under the rug before suddenly there's just like a pile of dirt under the rug? You have like a mountain of dirt.
Just dedicate like a random state that provides nothing for the U.S. and that they can all go there. And it'll
Yeah.
be their state, right?
Yes, that's what we're talking. We can ship them to the camps. That's what.
That's why they want to get Greenland.
Sky wants to ship them to the camps.
All the homeless are going to Greenland.
I knew
I wasn't saying that seriously.
I knew we were gonna make her a Trump supporter eventually. She's talking about shipping them out on the trains. Now that's what I'm ready.
On the trains.
Yeah. To a
Anyway,
different
this is
camp.
why I think we should
Different
just
state, a
have
special
more
state.
accessible programs for addiction and for housing and housing first programs.
Yeah.
I think actually my biggest issue right now is with zoning, which is I believe it's your county and city councils. I'm not sure which, or if it changes for jurisdiction, but they do a lot of the zoning. I think it's city. But anyway, zoning laws really interrupt the ability to set up like housing facilities for
Yeah.
homeless organizations. Yeah, for housing organizations. It's like easily one of the biggest impediments.
Like literally everywhere has so many unused houses as well.
Yeah, yeah. And again, some of that is zoning, just because if it can be used like uh, for residential versus commercial versus whatever else. I don't know,
Yeah.
all of the different kinds of zones. But yeah.
Yeah, the zoning is a big thing. I actually deal with that like on a day-to-day basis. People are always like, "How many acres is your ranch?" I'm like, "Well, that's complicated, right?" Because like right now, I'm
Yeah.
like, I have a bunch of ranch land. It's like zoned for agriculture, right? And it's like in the Fort Worth, like Dallas, Justin area, right? And like, okay, all that's been fucking all the area around it's basically turned into houses and like commercial shit. So like, okay, and then we found out there's oil on it. So it's like, all right, well, we got to rezone it for ag, from ag to whatever. So now it's not technically part of the ranch, right? Because it's like now it's a house in the middle of the city or like on this acre, right? And then you have to like look up the law and say that's a big thing. They're like with the zoning laws being a problem. That's overregulation. That's a problem. I feel like it's
Mhm.
overly complicated. Like if I want to build something somewhere, as long as I can like plug into the utilities, I should be able to do whatever I want. Like I mean, that's my real argument against HOAs. Then here I am living with a fucking HOA that I hate. So who am I to judge? I don't know. It's frustrating with the zoning for sure. And I definitely am not gonna get those houses to the hobos. Jakob, that's not happening. No houses for no Gibbs housing for hobos unless they paying me money. A lot of it.
Unless they're paying you money for your land.
Yeah, I ain't housing nothing unless they sign a contract and I'm getting the money from them.
Have you guys ever picked up a hitchhiker?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I have offered
I might have.
somebody who was like younger, like early 20s, a ride when it was snowing to wherever they were going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because I
might
felt
have.
safe offering them a ride.
I had like these 3 guys come drunk out of the bar and was like, "Are you my lift?" And I was like, "No, but if it's like less than 5 minutes, I'll take you." And I took them and they gave me $100.
That's
Nice.
nice.
That was
Yeah.
nice. But no, I've never picked up, well, like not me technically, but we did a lot of road tripping growing up and like crossing the country to California, we would pick up like some here and there, just a little ride across like a town or something.
Yeah.
That was fine. We actually let them like ride in our trunk instead of like getting in the car with us, so it was chill.
Nice. I think once I was going to a festival, and you know what? I used to have a minivan. My first car was a minivan, and I
Oh, yeah.
loved that minivan. I kind of miss it because the doors, you can open the minivan side doors from the front. So
Yeah, from the
you can
yeah.
like just pull up and fucking open that shit, like let people come in. So I did that once. I
Get in
was
the
going to a festival.
butterfly doors.
Yeah. I was going to a festival and I saw some of my friends on the sidewalk, like a mile or two away from the festival. And I stopped and I was like, yo, what's up? And they had some friends with them and they were asking where I was going. And I told them and I was like, get in the car. And I just opened the side door at the stoplight and like let all these people in. I didn't
Hell
know
yeah.
all of them, but yeah. Bro, minivans, underrated, okay? That shit
Super
is
underrated.
fire.
When you can put the
That
seat
is
down and you have so much
fire.
space in the back too.
Yes, bro.
That's
Yes.
just gas.
You can take them out too if you really want.
Yeah.
You can go next level and take out the seats. And then if you go to like, if you like going to festivals at all, you can just put an air
You just
mattress
camp in the back.
in
Yeah.
the back of your car. Yes, it's so next level. They're underrated. They're underrated.
Yeah, I like full size vehicles, trucks, vans.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable.
Right now I have a Pontiac Aztek. I'm so sorry to anybody who cares about cars.
I'll never
But-
buy like a sports car. Like that's guaranteed. Like I know like men get their midlife crisis like we gotta buy our
See-
sports car. I'm like I ain't trying to get in and out of that bullshit. That sounds awful.
Oh, see, my problem is like I think I actually like sports cars. I like some of them. Like the little slippers, 2 doors. Oh, they look so good. But I love driving a big car. So I would have to be willing to have 2 cars.
So Nair brings up a
Which
Miata
already feels excessive.
in the chat, right?
Yeah, like
So like
a Miata.
my homegirl,
Stop, I love them.
we're,
I
this,
love when
this-
they wink.
we're like an after party. It's like noon the next day. You know, we're partying. We're doing a good old bender, right? And she's like, "Yeah, there's a liquor store around this corner. I don't want to go alone." She's like, "Gibbs, you want to go with me?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I just hear the other 2 guys laughing. I'm like, "Oh yeah, these guys trying to talk about Riz or something." I'm like, "I just want to go on an adventure." Well, I figured out the reason why they're laughing is because she drives a Miata, and I get in there and like I can't. I'm like, I got like one leg up on that dash, the other one on the thing. I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm fine. This is a great idea." Never getting in another one of those bitches. That shit was awful.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'd like peel myself out of there. I was like, you know,
Oh
like
my
it was
God.
terrible. I got
I
bamboozled.
went to this show not too long ago, and I was crossing the street with my friend, and there was a Miata right next to us. And I just went, and I went like this to the Miata, and the guy like waved at me with the lights. It
Love
was
that.
so great.
That's so
Yeah, I was
cute.
over the moon. Yeah, I love those. And I also
got-
love that you can.
That's why we
Keep going.
that's why we beat these other countries in wars. They're making these cars like Miatas. They're that tiny. You know, we're all over here just like twice their body mass walking in there. You know, even if it's fat,
True.
we're still taking a couple more shots. They ain't ready.
I have 2 of the gayest cars.
What
I
is
got a
Vol-
Subaru
Volkswagen?
Forester and a Pontiac Vibe.
Mm.
Nice.
Pontiac gang.
I almost got a Subaru. I almost got like a straight lesbian car. I also keep my keys on the carabiner clip.
Yeah,
I do that
but-
too, but I keep my keys like clipped on my fanny pack while I work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how everybody just agrees Subaru is the gay car.
Yeah.
It is.
It
Everyone's
is.
It's a lesbian
The
car.
only reason I didn't get mine is because it was making some weird noises that were suspicious.
They definitely didn't market it
You
that way
will-
originally. They were like, "Yeah, we're gonna make the car for lesbians." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just somehow.
Dude, once you
unironically-
drive into Michigan, you will see so many green Subaru Foresters because this is like the go-to winter car for Michiganders.
Nice.
It's just a reliable Subaru. I literally see probably like 100 a day anytime I go in town.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw you driving to work today. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I think it's just funny that it's like like worldwide agreed upon thing. Subarus for the gays.
Nobody told me when I was buying mine. Did you come out after you got?
No, Tyler.
You come out as soon as you buy a Subaru.
Yeah, it's just like a realization. The second you sign the paperwork, they look
Aware.
weird. I think I might be gay.
Nah, you just not figured it out.
Just
Pontiac
maybe.
G6 before my current car. I used to drive a. Can't remember it.
I feel like cars, the kind of car
It was a
people
2-door
drive-
though.
I feel like the kind of car does really tell you, like people drive, does tell you about that person quite a bit, though. Like in general.
I agree.
True, but also at the same time, I'm a budgeter, so I got my cars for
Dang.
cheap.
Like if
Dang.
I see it,
I
like
love me a cheap car.
like
Oh, yeah.
if I see a dude lift a truck, I'm like, yeah, that's a rhinestone cowboy with a little dick, right? Like, you know, if I see him in like a regular truck, but they got like a big ass grill guard, I'm like, this guy's probably, you know, works in the industry of some kind, right? You see a girl driving a Bronco,
Gibbs,
don't fuck with that bitch, like, you know,
what
like
do
kind of
the
thing.
double wheels mean?
The double wheels on the dually, like,
Is it better traction on like sand and shit or
What
what?
does that mean?
Yeah, well, so it's 2 wheels on each side of the dually, right? Like on the back. Usually
Yeah,
on
so
the
it's
back.
like 2 wheels back
So
to back on each side.
you could carry more tonnage, like mainly
Like a
because
semi.
You have the weights
But
distributed.
what does it mean
What does it mean?
about the driver?
Oh,
it-
about a
it's a-
person. Okay,
Oh,
I
I
was
mean,
like,
I don't know. I don't know any guys that just drive a dually. That's a work truck. I mean, if they're driving that, they got a blue collar job.
Yeah, you're a blue collar worker.
No, but I've seen like shiny, untouched
Yeah, I mean, so they're
Wheels.
So like then
driving
yeah.
around here.
Well, then they're like, I guess they're probably flexing because they're like, I have a job that requires this, but like, it's probably like his doubles in his company and his car. That would be what my assumption is. Like, who
What
does?
does tires do?
Yeah, who does have? I don't know any people just drive dualies for fun. You get like 8 miles to the gallon. Like, fuck that. Like. in a
Oh, okay.
dually.
Okay. I'll trust you. They always look like they have too much stuff in their pockets.
Yeah. So you're definitely
You know?
adding to these, probably a blue collar guy that works quite a bit. He probably just takes care of his shit.
I've always wanted just to have like the front of a black semi truck to drive around, just so I could feel like I was Dark Side. Twisted Metal.
I feel like I really like trucks because you sit so much higher. I feel like you can like see shit. When I'm like driving a car,
I hate getting
I'm, like,
out of trucks.
I'm like looking at stuff like I can't see nothing.
Yeah, I like even just having an SUV or something. You're higher. I don't like sitting down low most of the time. Even though I like the little slippers, like
You
I
just
wouldn't
wrap
want
that
the
cord around the cat's head. She's not even like getting ready to hang the cat.
what?
So it's like,
I was
oh my
making sure it
god.
wasn't like caught.
What the
Feel
on her
like
fur.
kitties.
Yes, everybody grab the cats. Yes.
Yeah, look. Let's
I
see
could
how
bring in
cute she is.
my chubby boy, but he doesn't like being held.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah,
He loves cuddling though.
Garfield
Maybe I
just
can
Look at that.
I'll
He's
kidnap him
just
really
all belly there.
quick. On
There you
stream
go.
before.
There you go.
Yes, it's not turning into the cat stream. Garfield, look, see? That's what you would look like if you're a full Maine Coon, kind of. See, Garfield? You're so impressed. Yeah, my homegirl's got like a full-blooded Maine Coon. It's like 23 pounds, fucking massive bitch. It's like yay big.
It sounds
Nice.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's
People
pretty
have
cat-
asked me if
it's
she's
old
a
as
Maine
shit, though.
Coon before.
It looks
But
like one.
I doubt it. She could maybe half. I don't know. I know her ears aren't Maine Coon, but she is big. When I first got her, she was 8 pounds, but then she she grew to like 13. So, and she's not overweight. Like she didn't
Yeah.
get
dude.
fatter. She just got bigger.
This is Monkey.
Oh, my first cat
It does
was
not
named
like
Monkey.
being held,
He looks so happy. Yeah, I was gonna say.
but he's a big chonker.
He's letting you hold him though.
So large.
Oh,
He's just,
he's
like-
so
He's just like
big.
tapping on your shoulder. He's like, yeah. I love how animals have their own little distinct personalities. Like both my cats have
Yeah.
very, very different personalities. It's pretty funny.
good. Thank you.
Same. I also love my cat. She's like very talkative. She actually interacts with me quite a bit. It's the sweetest.
Yeah, one of my
So if
cats.
she thinks
is
I'm
really
awake,
talkative.
she actually like makes noises. She'll like try to make noises to me to get me to respond to her.
Yeah, my cats have like figured out like petting, so they started like petting. Like if they want attention, to like start petting you. It's pretty funny. Not
Yeah.
like the taps, but like they're like yes, yes. They think they're people, bro. These animals.
My cat, sometimes she just wants to be in contact with me, so she just reaches out and gently puts her paw on my arm. Or like whatever she can reach the closest.
Oh, are you staying in here, Mom?
Volkswagen Bugs are also another gay
just
car,
wondering what
by
you
the way.
want.
I feel like
Ooh, I love Volkswagen Bugs. That's so true because I actually know a lesbian who she does not like a specific kind of Volkswagen Bug because there was another lesbian who
Yeah.
she like ghosted her.
Then there's one other
drove a
specific
lesbian
group of
bus.
women that drive the Volkswagen Bugs, and it's usually like preppy, like cheerleader type high school girls, or like not high school, that were like that way in high school, and then they get older, and then they put those little lashes on the Volkswagen, and then those girls have like their lesbian college experience. That's those are a lot of those that drive.
I was gonna say those are also lesbians.
Yeah, lesbian. They have to, but they go back to the men eventually, but they have the
I
lesbian
love
era.
those cars.
They always have the like eyelashes on there for sure. The ladybugs.
They had the eyelashes on one of my cars.
I rest my case.
Yeah, I want eyelashes on my car.
That reminded me
Now
of
I'm more
the
about
mustache tattoo trend.
Yeah, or when you get the
For the
supplement and you
millennials.
put the tattoo
It's coming back.
piercing in.
I saw that was
Like on the
one of
inside, yeah.
One of the most requested tattoos recently was the.
Dude, one of my cousins was obsessed with like the mustache thing that she put it on her car.
I knew a couple people have the mustache tattoo. They like walk around like, I must ask you a question. I'm like, bro, that was a good 20
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's back now. Haven't you seen? I'm like, it wasn't even here the first
It's
time.
back because it's permanent on you, girl.
No, it's because I guess like somebody
Yeah,
restarted the
people
trend.
wanted to bring it back just so they didn't feel alone.
True.
Yeah, the real reason. It's like parachute pants, except permanent. Mm-mm-mm.
I love harem pants. Those ones are so comfy though.
What kind of pants?
I just
Harem?
like sweatpants.
They're kind of like parachute pants, but they have like a whole tapestry like in between the legs, and they connect.
They look like big diapers.
Oh, good.
Big diapers. I own like 3 pairs.
You got a lot of big. You got adult
Depends
diapers.
They're all
on,
really
depends on the
pretty.
pants. It honestly depends on the pants. It really does.
No, it's
'Cause
okay.
some-
You can say it. It's
sometimes,
kinda just
yeah,
like
they're
story
awful, and
diapers.
sometimes they're fine.
Human
I can
big.
show you
No,
my
it really does
diapers
depend
if
on
you
the
want.
I'm good on that. It's not my thing. Maybe like Vosh or somebody can get into the diapers. That's something.
Alright, I'm auctioning my harem pants on Throne.
Oh no,
Uh-oh.
that's a worrisome action.
We're gonna see Scott in a few months. She's like, out on a yacht, sipping champagne. We'll know what
Have
happened.
you ever seen
True.
like that girl that sells her garbage from her bathroom for
Straight up,
like $55 a bag?
I would
Ew.
sell trash. Honestly, not from the bathroom, but I would sell trash. I would sell socks. I don't give a fuck if people want. If I want to make money off of something, I don't give a fuck about. I would. That's like,
The bathroom part is just weird to me
Yeah, I
because
mean,
of
yeah,
like
I agree.
menstruating.
What's
There's
even-
probably like
yeah,
feminine
that's
products
why I
and shit
said
in there.
I wouldn't do. I
Well,
wouldn't do bathroom.
I know some
But
people
I
that
would-
like always throw their like used toilet paper in the trash. Like it's
I-
like
Don't understand that.
I'm like, why? Like it's bad for the plumbing. I'm like, you're not even.
Dude.
It's not even your house.
I never understood, and I still don't
Don't be
understand.
putting your shit in my literal shit in my fucking trash can. Like there's no
Dude.
cover for the toilet, like the trash can in the bathroom. It's like, it's gross.
The toilets that have 2 buttons
Oh,
I love those.
Oh, the low flow.
for
and
like
the
less
high
or
flow.
more water.
Yeah, it's because it's
Respect
for the
to
piss
those
versus the
toilets.
shit.
Yeah.
I never know what to use. So like the lighter one,
It's for like
I
if
just
you're
go
pissing.
piss.
Yeah, the other
Yes.
one is your shit.
The bigger one.
It's gotta
It's for
force
the
it
bigger
down.
situation. Yeah, it's for the bigger situation.
I am a red flag in the thing that I just like press in the middle.
She's put both.
And just like both
No,
of them
you know
go
what?
down.
You know what? I don't think that's a red
We're gonna
flag.
get the
I
double
think that's,
flush.
Like
I
I
think
can't
that's a
choose.
beige flag. That's just like a, you know what?
It's a
Let's
beige
just
flag.
cover all our bases. Yeah. Like
I
whatever's
never
happening,
know.
it's not gonna be here.
No one's gonna want. Listen, I don't want this left for whoever's coming next. All right, we're gonna push all the buttons.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Yeah, the other ones
Hey,
you go to
leave
somebody's
no
house, they
trace,
have like
okay?
a fancy toilet with like all the bidet and shit. And you're like, why does it have 10 buttons?
Dude, I
Yeah,
was watching.
You know the worst part is you always see the buttons before you see the bidet, and they're always different buttons. So sometimes it's like, is this just a quirky toilet, or is this actually a bidet?
Yeah.
I had a friend. I thought it was a bidet, and it was like a red light.
Why does the toilet have a red light?
Red light
I don't
therapy on the
know.
coochie is crazy.
It's giving you a suntan.
I have no idea
You're
what
gonna
it was.
tan my ball sack,
I
boys.
saw it. I was like, "Where's the water? Where's the buttons?" Nope, just a red light. But it looked like a bidet. Okay,
Oh my
people are
God.
doing weird things with their toilets.
Yeah, it sounds like that's for damn sure. I got some questions. I don't know if I want the answers.
Kids these days in their toilets.
I'm a big fan of the like social. I don't know if they're called like experiments or not anymore, but like Jubilee stuff. They have like a second channel called like Nectar, and they did dating guys by their rooms and like their apartments.
Oh, I saw that on my feed.
That
And
sounds
there was
so
this one
interesting.
guy that had a bidet, but as soon as you looked at it, there was like brown all over it. It was horrifying. It was fucking horrifying.
Right there,
Like,
you
you
convinced me
don't
never
clean
use
your apartment before the girl's gonna come over and check. And he was like, "Yo, Loki, I never even noticed. Like maybe it's rust, but it's a plastic bidet." I'm like bidet.
Oh no.
That is disgusting.
It's so embarrassing for him.
I
That's
I
terrible.
can't explain how disgusting
It's so bad.
I find. I would leave. I would like
Yeah,
find a
immediately.
reason, or I might not leave. I might just never use the bathroom there, and then like never go back.
Yeah, true.
I mean, the guy's got a bidet, and it's like, oh shit, what's the point of the bidet? You're just spraying your ass with shit. That's like,
Yeah, at that point.
I bet he's got a real.
Like, aren't you supposed to wipe before you use it a bit?
That guy's got a real pimply ass. I'll tell you that for sure, guaranteed.
He's struggling.
That's tough titties, bro.
Some people never clean their bathrooms. Yeah. Light on
Yeah.
toilet is probably for her boyfriend to aim in the dark.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they have
That
the.
kind of makes sense.
They have the squirrel stickers. Have you seen those? Like people will put like stickers in the light. I guess you wouldn't see these, but like you go to.
And what, you
like,
would just aim at
Yeah,
it?
you go to. It's actually somebody I saw. I don't know if it was Shark Tank, but somebody was like talking about how they like made these stickers, and they noticed like a 80% drop in like spillage because just by putting a sticker in the back of the fucking toilet, all the guys are like must spray sticker.
There's so many like
Use
house
these
shows
for
that I've been to.
children. This is
that
literally
people-
something to use to teach children how to pee in the toilet. Just
Hey.
to be clear to any men that must use this.
Listen, you don't know how hard this problem is. All right, let me tell you. All right, so you go in there. Sometimes you get a split stream. It's going this direction. Sometimes you go in there and you got a little dribble. Sometimes there's a ton.
You don't think women have split streams?
No, yeah, but you're sitting down for the whole performance. Men are in here like wasted at a bar. Yeah, buddy, what about
You
them
can sit down.
next? And you're like,
You can
oh
sit
god,
down
oh
if
god,
you didn't
like.
think it made you a woman.
Hold on, I'm not opposing anybody to men that sit down and piss, but if I'm at a bar and I'm wasting this off my ass, and I'm like, you see all the Knicks failed? Oh yeah, let me tell you, and you're like over here pissing, you're like, oh god,
You're yapping your shit and you're getting all over the place.
yeah. Versus you want to, oh look, there's Boba Fett, Psst,
Interestingly, women manage usually to
Oh.
pee in the toilet.
wow.
They're
that's-
not talking
I'm
to
a
each
squatter
other
when
to
I go out.
distract one another.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this because I go to these shared bathrooms at clubs all the time. Yeah, y'all left it on the toilet, but then sometimes they all get up and there's blood on the toilet. So I don't want to hear anything about y'all being all clean all the time. Some women be nasty
I leave
bitches.
nothing on the toilet.
But I've gone in
I
places
also
where
leave nothing
I've gone in
Never.
places where women have shit on the toilets right
Ever.
now before I got in there. Like I don't want to hear this bullshit that y'all are just these clean fairy tale creatures. I've been married.
Well, whoever
I've been
fucking
out.
I'm
doesn't
not
take
saying
like a
women are
wad
clean
of
fairy
toilet
tale
paper and
creatures.
wipes off the seat
I'm
after is
just
crazy.
saying. Yeah, I'm just saying that this specific issue
It's women.
is not ours.
It's women's. Or sick individuals.
That's because you make us sick.
Men's
Leave no
restrooms.
trace.
Stupid men
Men's
make us
restrooms are always-
Leave
fucking
no
sick.
trace.
Because you stupid fucking men who think you know it all, but you
True.
don't.
We do
Make
know.
us fucking
Dude, I can see
sick.
like what are they called?
Real.
Troughs? Is that how you
Real.
pronounce
Yeah, we
it?
have troughs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like those are so much better than like individual like urinals, but also at the same time, I feel
They
like it gives
smell
you
way
more
worse.
visibility to the other penars in the
Don't they
area.
usually splash everywhere more? I feel like they would splash.
Yeah, I feel like they would splash.
Usually they're deep enough, like that. That's not a problem. But the problem is they start smelling really bad. So that's why they keep putting ice in them. You see it throw ice and some like.
Well, any men's bathroom smells bad.
Wrong.
This is
No.
true. I mean, like in a public
Maybe-
space at a
maybe the
bar.
gas station. No, I don't know what kind of bars you're going to. Places I go, they got bathroom attendants. It's
I
like
will say Seattle has a
Like
lot
going
of
to
unisex
the hole in the
bathrooms
wall.
at a lot of their like
Yeah.
clubs and bars. And I actually like it because they're usually, in my experience, the cleanest. Out of
They
the
are
men's
like the
and the
neutral
women's,
ones have been
the
the
unisex,
cleanest.
yeah, the gender neutral ones, in my experience, have always been the cleanest by a long shot. They're also the most like fast paced. Nobody's chatting.
Yeah,
Nobody's getting in the fucking way. Everybody's in and out.
What,
It's
it
so
is?
nice. They're actually my favorite bathrooms.
What, the men's bathrooms?
No. We have in Seattle,
Gender
like
neutrals.
a lot of places have gender neutral bathrooms.
the
And
worst.
unironically, the ones at least the ones that I've been in have always been better across the board.
You know whose problem? The reason why it's the worst is it's not any of the gay people or the trans. It's the women. Y'all be in there gossiping in these little stalls. 3 of y'all like holding each other's hands.
No,
and
that's
saying
what.
"Kumbaya" to
No.
each other.
That's what I'm
It's
saying. That
terrible.
doesn't happen.
I wait
That doesn't
30 minutes in
happen in my-
line.
It's the ones that I've
every
been in,
time.
it hasn't happened.
Oh, listen, I've gone out. This is a regular thing I see all the time. It's always
Really?
I'm like gender neutral bathroom. I'm like, I tell them right away. I'm gonna go piss now, and we might leave early because from this bar to somewhere else because I'm not waiting 30 minutes in line because it's 30 minutes in line every time.
Dude, I'd
It's
rather
bullshit.
piss outside behind a car.
That's what I'm saying. Bro.
Yeah.
You're
I
going
do that
nuts.
all the
The ones
time.
that I've been in, I guess I've been in ones in like shows, like not just bars, but like shows and events.
Yeah.
So they're always like fast. Like nobody's chatting, nobody's yapping, nobody's hanging out. It's in and out, and they're the cleanest and the chillest.
Yeah, the bathroom attendants are the key, though. That's the secret to a nice bathroom.
Well, I like dive bars.
Oh, a bathroom attendant. Yeah, dive bars are pretty sick.
I
There's a
love
dive bar
bars.
in Olympia that I love to go to. It's got a karaoke thing and everything. I'm not gonna tell everybody the name of it, but it's a pretty sick bar.
Nice. They're like docs, you can go meet you at the bar.
It's
Dude, Richmond
it's
has
literally
so
a
many cool
small enough
places.
place. Like the same karaoke guy is there every single time, unironically. So
Oh my gosh.
That's
yeah,
typical
so
for
I'm not
me
mentioning it. Yeah.
in my 50 populated town.
Mm-hmm.
Me in the meadows,
And the frogs.
running into the same people. Yeah, me and the
Yeah,
frogs.
luckily,
See you in the
I'm in a
frogs.
pretty big city, and I go to Seattle a lot.
Well, no,
I love Seattle.
we hit the 2 hour. Hey, next week though, we're gonna start at 7 instead of 7:30 for
Already got 7.
because we're having
Of the Democrat panel that I was not invited to.
well your show is the one that's late that night. The one you're going against Fabian.
Oh yeah, that one.
That's
The
that's
one
next week.
afterwards.
Yeah. So her and Fabian are gonna be arguing over I don't know,
That's
welfare,
irritating.
something like that, I think. And then our FD, or one of these 3 letter agencies, I was going to say small letter agencies. One of these, I don't know why I was going to say that. It didn't make any sense. Probably why I didn't say it. But yeah, that's going to be next week. So we'll start at 7 so we end early so that we can lead into that. Tomorrow, the Democrat panel. Yeah, I mean that panel came together quickly. I sent out like 20 invites, and the first 8 people all were like yes. And I was like,
Yeah, I'm actually really
Shit.
excited. That's no, I'm actually really excited for the panel. That's why I was like, he didn't invite me. It's just because I think it's such a good panel. I'm like very excited to see it. I think it's going to be a great time.
yeah, I think it'll be good. I think there's going to be quite a bit of varying opinions.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see like who says what because like I really all stems from watching the Rick Stang with Visora last or 2 weeks ago now I guess, and I was just like, there's no way they all think this, but maybe they do. Who knows? Like I'm pretty interested. If y'all want to give outros, y'all can give outros here.
It's going to be such a good.
Start with you, Chai.
Hi, I'm Chai. I'm very excited to be the judge for the show happening after next week's Women's Wednesday. Very excited for that. Otherwise, you can find me on my channel, Chai Bunny BBY. I go live tomorrow to play Schedule 1 for about 6 or 7 hours towards the end of the day. And then I'll be gone for the weekend again. So if you want to hang out with me, tomorrow's the day to do it.
Chai, I think, is one of the judges. I think that's the one you're scheduled for. With iCal, should be good. Good judging.
Yeah.
Sky, you want to go ahead and tell us your outro? Or your jazz?
I just did it. That was. Should I leave?
Sky-
All right. I'll,
Sky?
I'll leave. I'll leave. God.
Well, I said Sky, but not
Oh.
Chai.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Skyana. Hello. I play video games on Twitch, and I love talking to women on Wednesdays. Right now, I am on Act 2 of Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is a lot of fun, and a lot of Valorant.
You were struggling
So
with
if you like that.
that vagina monster yesterday. I think it was terrifying looking.
Yeah, I actually beat it today, so I'm really happy about that.
That was a very scary looking thing. Like 8-shell hole. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it sucked me up.
Reminds me of some women I know. Terrible. Buckaroo.
I'm Big Papa Buckaroo. I actually really love these Wednesdays. They're always good. They're always fun. I'll be here next Wednesday. I also have the debate afterwards that I was confused about 5 minutes ago. You can find me on Twitter. I'm excited for tomorrow as well.
I think tomorrow.
Are you doing poker next, or when is that Tuesday?
I think it's
Is that
Tuesdays.
something for-
Yeah.
Tuesdays, I'm not doing poker yet. I have to postpone poker for myself.
Are you trying to get on the poker,
Oh.
Sky?
I reacted to the Tuesday one.
My apologies,
Then you
but-
could. Then
So
you
I
could.
might.
You should be. I'll go react now. I feel like Modi was going to be on this one, but he ended up like not getting back in time, or the PC didn't work. I don't remember what he told me. He told me something.
I have to postpone mine until I get to my PC.
It's rough.
Valid.
It's real rough.
Yeah.
But on that note, let's. I'm gonna raid you, Sky. You're gonna be on for a while, right?
Are you getting off?
I'm gonna get off stream, but I'm probably not gonna be off PC.
Okay.
I want to do some gaming. I want to relax, have a nice chill day before I stream for like 20 hours the next like 4 days.
It's
You're gonna
valid.
do great.
You know,
I'm pumped.
but it's been fun. I'll be good. I'll talk to y'all later. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Dot your I's, mind your T's, all that good jazz. Woo!
Woo!